Hello, everybody, and welcome to the party. Tonight here, we're going to be playing some Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition because learning new things is scary and new and different. Before I jump on in and tell you about who I am and these lovely, lovely faces around the screen, hey, big shout out and thank you to our wonderful, wonderful sponsors, Tabletop Loot, for all of your tabletop loot needs. Like dice and various other things, I believe. We also thank Devon Rue, the mistress of maps. You can check out her website, rueinc. I assume com.
Yes.
Just, yeah. Wonderful stuff. She has free artwork on there for stream layouts and just general cool fantasy things. She also has a Patreon which you can support. And if you don't know who she is, she does the cartography for Critical Role. Kind of a big deal. And last but not least, we have So Nerdware. So Nerdware is a fantastic company run by an even more fantastic person and member of our community, So Matty Games. Mouth is going, whoa, whoa, so I'm taking weird pauses. Basically, do you like nerdy clothes? Get nerdy clothes. And speaking of nerdy clothes, you can get Welcome to the Party merch. The bot should be working, so you can do a little exclamation point merch down on there in the Twitch chat, and that should inform you of the cool things that exist.
Yes, it's working.
Yay.
Yes.
Last week.
Other things you should check out. First of all, welcome to the party. If you don't know what this is, there's probably a clever quip I could make there, but my brain is not quite firing on all cylinders just yet. It'll get there in like 20 minutes or so. But hey, welcome to the party. It's an amazing, all-inclusive, safe space and community and environment type place for all kinds of awesome, cool people. Hey, you, do you feel like you want to talk more about tabletop role-playing games? Or do you want to learn about tabletop role-playing games? Or do you just want to hang out with a bunch of cool people who will try and talk you into playing tabletop role-playing games? Check out the Discord, which is down below. And just if you want to keep up to date, you can follow Welcome to Party on Twitter. That is at Welcome Party RPG over on Twitter. It's twitch.tv/Welcome Party RPG right here. Follow, like, subscribe. It's not YouTube. You can't like stuff on Twitch. No.
You can like things on Twitch. You just have to do it personally.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't click a button that says I like this, but you can like it, and I highly recommend you do. Like it and tell other people that you liked it, because that's marketing. But yes, you can do all those things. You can also go check out the archive of stuff over on the YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/welcome to the party. And there is also the Patreon, because things need money. And kind-hearted, lovely people like you, dear viewer, can supply that money. And if you do exclamation point Patreon in the Twitch chat, I'm actually give you all the information about that. Holy crap, I did all the things.
Right?
Like, quickly. Maybe I should show up and be like devoid of mental facilities and things all run smoother more often.
Speaking of devoid of mental facilities, there's CJ.
I literally just looked at the screen. It's just... Anyhow, hi. I am the Dungeon Master for this evening. I am the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Patreon, all under that name. Check them out if you are that way inclined. If not, just don't say mean things about me, because then I will cry.
You will.
I will. So, that's me. There's probably things I could say about myself, but meh. You know who should say things about themselves? The other people around this screen right now, because they are interesting and lovely human beings. So, Rebecca, you're the first one I looked at on the screen. Who are you?
Fixing my hair now. I'm Rebecca. I'll be playing our Dwarlock Utswa today.
I I love that Warlock's a thing.
Warlock.
And I realized what it was reminding me of. It was reminding me of the term Morlock, from the book by H.G. Wells, The Time Traveler. And then also from the X-Men, the Morlocks are a bunch of sewer-dwelling mutants.
I have no idea.
Rebecca's only one type of
We can't start talking about Victorian era literacy because, well, it'll go one of two ways. Either I'll find just enough brain space to convince you all that I'm very knowledgeable on this, or I'll just sit here and go, I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, if you're talking about Victorian stuff, you are British, so we consider you the authority on that sort of thing.
Oh, come on, I can just make stuff up and go, yeah, you know why top hats are that shape? It was because it was like a really fashionable hairstyle underneath where you'd lift it off and it'd be like a huge thing.
You say it with a British enough accent, I think it sounds true.
We still ride penny farthings over here for shits and giggles. I've got 2 chained up outside.
You say that, but I went to London and I did see 3 people riding those. So it's true. I knew it.
I have to look up what the fuck is a penny farthing.
It's the bike with a giant front wheel and a really tiny back wheel.
Oh, it's adorable.
Although, interesting thing, I don't know if I still have them, but we're weird in this country. I mean, we got over it, but we used to have really weird currency, like halfpennies and shillings and crowns and things like that. Remember one night a few years ago, me and my friend discovered you could walk along a river in the city we lived in. If you walked along it far enough, you would end up underneath the city, like actually just underneath the train station. We were dumb and 16 and realized we had nothing better to do with our lives. And halfway across, we found just a bunch of halfpennies just scattered in the river. I was like, why not? So somewhere, I have a box filled with halfpennies that I picked up out of a river. We're weird in this country. Yeah.
For once, it's not PJ derailing us.
No, that was all of us. That was a group effort.
I wasn't
Yeah.
going to say anything.
So,
Speaking of which,
other people should say who they are. And right beneath Rebecca is Cody. Cody, who are you?
my name is Cody. I play Kid the Dark Horse, who is an Eldritch Knight, and I am heavily medicated because everyone in the entire junior high has
bronchitis.
And so we are doing our best to deal with that.
This has happened. Shan, start talking, because my brain hurts.
I can't, hold on. God damn it. Okay, I'm fine. I'm Shanalogic and Shannon, and I play the gay half-orc gunslinger. Please move on.
TJ, can you respond? Who are you?
No, we can't hear you,
No.
dude.
He can't respond.
Save us, hurry.
So the reason he didn't derail us is because he couldn't at all.
I love the idea that TJ's been trying to talk for ages. And somewhere she's going, oh, they're just not putting up with my shit anymore. Damn, I'd best get funnier.
Bronchitis.
While TJ is trying to figure out what's going on over there, Archer, who are you?
Hey, I am Archer of the Eye, and I am playing Keldor, the Knoll Knight / Scout / Divine Crusader / back on your episode. Yeah.
And finally, don't blink. Who are you?
Yes, hello, I am Don't Blink. I play Vako, the lobster sorcerer.
It's true.
I mean, In all fairness, would any of us be surprised if Varco turned around and went, by the way, I'm a lobster?
No.
Nah. He gets polymorph next level or something, I think, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right. So now we can make the dream a reality.
All righty. Well, TJ is just going to quickly restart Discord. So whilst the cameras go awry in every single direction, hey, why don't I tell you about subscribing to the Twitch channel here at Welcome to Party? Because if you do, you get to give either advantage or a crit to any player or dungeon master, game master, storyteller, other word for person who is playing the game but is not a player. You get to make interesting things happen when you subscribe, and we've got 3 different tiers of subscription, each giving you different emotes, such as the WTTPD20 for tier 1, Michael the Mimic for tier 2, and Crits on the Rocks for tier 3. If you also want to, affect the game more, you can donate bits, because we like bits. Bits and money are like tits and honey.
Yeah,
Boo.
those bits just the way you like them.
Yep.
I'm sure he could describe it a lot better.
There's
Are-
one
are you
thing we
trying
didn't
to-
need to hear is that Matt likes bits.
All the
Yay,
bits,
we can
just-
hear the TJ.
No, not
There
all
we
the
go.
bits. A very specific subsection of the bits.
Yeah.
We've seen how drastically uncomfortable you are with all the other sections.
I feel like you're trying to expand to the general audience to not lesbians.
That's our entire following so far, and we didn't know it.
I mean,
Wait, hang on, shut up. I was wrong.
hey, 2 lesbians
2.
is probably about what our audience is.
It's
So-
me and Rebecca.
No, you said never mind. I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish talking about bits, specifically the ones here on Twitch, not the bits that you like, and they're exactly the way you like them. Hey, 500 bits, you can affect the game in a small way, so crit, advantage, max damage, yada yada. It's all mechanical, but everyone will be very appreciative for it. But if you want to affect the game in a really cool, interesting way, and you have approximately 10 United States dollars to spare, you can throw 1,000 bits, and you can make something just ridiculous happen. I don't even care what it is. Just suggest something ridiculous, and I'll be like, yes. So, $10. Make something ridiculous happen. You can do it. You have the power. TJ, who are you?
I am the one who makes ridiculous things happen without putting any money in. Also known as Flick the Halfling Rogue and now Assassin.
Ooh, he's so assassin.
Edgy.
That's the word I was looking for.
Edge
Ugh.
Assassin.
Much edgy, much wow.
Alrighty, so briefest of brief recaps from last time. We did a walk outside a city. We did some talk, and then Keldor, Varco, and Relifor, and Flick, and whatever
And
we named the
Optic.
eyeball,
Optic.
and Optic, went and walked through a tunnel, and are now underneath the city, whilst everybody else gathered, being informed things through the lens of Utswa, describing what they can see. You came across a person, a man, at least. No, they are a man. That's it. That's basically it. Doesn't matter about anything else. And they introduce themselves as Reginald, the former captain of the City Watch. Meanwhile, being passed on this information, Angus informed you that the person he knew as the captain of the City's Watch was a woman named Regina. And that's pretty much where we were. What do?
I believe at this point I A, recognized them, and B, told them who I was.
Yes, you did. You had a brief conversation when Reginald said, "Oh yeah, I remember you. It's kind of hard to forget an all night. You stand out just a bit." And that's kind of it. You didn't get much more of a discussion than that point, I don't believe, unless my memory has failed me miserably.
That's how far we...
Alrighty.
Alright. So... And I turned to Relithor. And I turned back to Reginald and said, "Nice seeing you again. Relithor, where the heck are we supposed to go from here?"
Well, I don't know.
Why am I not surprised?
Because you're a person who can make logical deductions from previous experiences.
And I...
Is it weird that I want to kill him way more than Zargathrax?
Nope.
At least he's trying to be helpful and not murder everything.
I'd almost prefer the opposite.
I mean, yes, but... Yeah, I can't argue with that. And I turn to Reginald, and I'm like, "Do you happen to know the way through the cellars to the church?"
Well, I've been, rather trolleyed for about... What day is it?
Good
Night.
question. What day is it?
Oh, sorry, I should have been more specific. What week is it? Been-
Good
Been,
question. Do I even know what week it is at this point?
Probably
I
not.
pull out my water skin and some like jerky, and I hand it to him.
Oh, that'll be nice. There's no water down here, so all I've really had to drink is wine.
Well,
How are you not?
Oh, I don't know. But when I pee, it's not really there anymore because I think I'm horrendously dehydrated.
I pull out another water skin.
Thank you. Does anybody have any wine?
Whack! Water first.
I probably deserve that. Oh, thank you. Water. Chin Chin! Start drinking. It's probably the ugliest drinking you've ever seen. Happily just letting it spill down their chin.
isn't he like covered in shit?
Let's call it dirt.
In other words,
Sewer mud.
In this light, it's always dirt.
so yeah, And then I look at Relithor and I'm like, "Can you at least point us in the general direction of the church?"
Wow. Which way am I? Which direction did you lot come from? That would help me get my
I
bearings.
point back to where we came from.
Not that way. So that way.
Are we
think.
in like a straight corridor right here?
Yes, it appears to be.
No off turns or anything yet?
As of yet, no. This is so far you've only been on a straight road.
Okay. Keldor just like holds his head in his hands, rubbing his temples.
As Keldor is holding his head in his hands and rubbing his temples, I'm still on Keldor's shoulder, right?
Mhm.
No, you dropped off because I went
Did
and
I?
threw the person into the wall.
Right. Okay.
Where's
Okay.
Optic then?
Still on the shoulder.
Okay, good.
This
It seems like a bad place for you to stay.
Oh, yes. It really, really is. I ate a rat.
Hmm. Well, I
think it
can't
was a
guarantee
rat.
that jerky is great, but it's probably better than rat.
Probably.
I believe that one's the bear jerky. Not bad.
Oh shit! I gave him the bear. I mean, enjoy.
Do you have any blueberries? It goes very well with bear.
No.
Fresh out.
It's been
No.
winter for
God.
6 months. Where would we get blueberries?
I don't know. We always just used to get them
Oh, yeah,
delivered
you're-
for the druids' groves.
Okay.
Helps to be rich.
And then I'm just like,
It
okay,
really does.
look. You make sure
Kill him? I'm on it.
No, don't kill him.
Oh.
Make sure nothing kills us from behind. I'm going to go up on ahead. You guys follow quietly if you can. And I'm going to go ahead and scout. And I'm going to start
All right.
moving up the tunnel a good, like, 50 seconds ahead of.
Who wants their back protected? Put up
You
your
can
hand.
always watch my back.
Anybody but him? Anybody else?
As I'm walking away, I look back and say, Relithor, what did we say about the laughing?
That it's surprisingly endearing and I should do it more?
I'm going to gag you if you keep doing it.
Yes, Daddy. I mean, what?
I kick a rock on the ground into his face.
Optic cheers, like, yay.
Here's the deal. He'll gag you. I'll cut out your tongue, which I know you will enjoy, but what you won't enjoy is the inability to laugh or make shitty witty quips. So, weigh that against your laughing, because it is going to get us killed.
By this time,
Got it?
I'm assuming Keldor's out of hearing range and does not hear that.
I don't know, Flick, are you shouting or are you doing like essentially a stage whisper? Like
I'm doing like a stage whisper from like 3 feet away from him, but like shouting up at his face.
he just gives you a thumbs up, like a
I go to give him what would be a clap on the shoulder, but I can only reach his thigh, so I make sure to do it on the outside most side of his thigh.
well, he's a dwarf, so he's not much
right.
taller than you. Maybe like only a foot
You
or two.
can
So
Right.
reach his shoulder.
I keep thinking he's a human for some reason. Okay,
It's too
so yeah,
creepy not to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
so I do clap him on the shoulder then, quickly.
It's like, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Slime on your hand is disgusting.
Yeah. As I said, I'm gonna start moving up ahead, moving silently, and keep it.
alrighty. Quick question, Varka, what have you been doing this entire time? Just there going.
Sun tanning.
What the fuck am I doing?
I'm just gonna like quickly cast prestidigitation on the guy so he doesn't smell as bad,
Good call.
and then I'm
But it
just gonna
smells
like try to
terrible.
stay behind Keldor, because I'm Bako's like really sure that weird drunk guy is gonna probably fly off the handle.
I mean, Keldor did know him, so
I mean, that's a fair assessment, you know. This is a strange drunk guy hanging out in the sewers. One would be justified to be cautious.
true. Yeah, Keldor's gonna be scouting ahead. Do I need to roll anything?
Yeah, what do you want to roll?
Would it be search or spot? See stuff.
Spot is if you're doing a quick look around, search is if you're actively...
Yeah, I would spot that. Moving quietly. So,
Can Izzy do it too?
Yes, you can, with your eyeball.
spot.
My bad.
1919.
Alright. Nice. and a 12 for optic. All
I'm
right,
up so
Keldor.
high. This is so weird.
Keldor, as you scout ahead a good 50, 60 feet or so, start looking around, you do notice that I can't think of another word for it aside from pavement. I know it's not a pavement, but the bit that is not the sewer, the walkway, you notice that starts to curve round, and as does the actual flow of sewage. So you're like, okay, this is moving further in. We're obviously getting somewhere. You don't really see anything. You maybe see a rat or some other weird thing glomping around in the water itself. But assuming if you don't go near it, you'll be fine.
Okay. No side tunnels or anything.
As of yet, no. This still seems to be very much like the big main tunnel.
I'm just gonna keeping. I just realized something.
What?
Anyone without blindsight is blind. Put out the light. Out.
Reginald cast light on himself, so he's emitting 60 foot of light.
Yeah. I will be a good 40 feet outside of that light radius.
All right, cool.
No.
Did we heal
That was
up
a
before we came in here?
We just got a follow from beating the binary.
Woo! Alrighty.
It's about time.
Nice name.
Yes, we would have healed up from the level up unless you took damage.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
I
got-
did.
Although, actually, those will level up, but then you got attacked by the German
Oh,
half-dragon
yeah.
people.
That's
So, you would have got 2 nights worth of rest, so you're level 9, that's 18 hit points back.
Okay.
Otherwise, also probably would have healed any extra wounds as well, if anybody had them.
Oh, the 18 puts
After
me back
poking
full anyway.
it first.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's having fun realizing if you poke where people hurt, they sometimes twitch. And, it's just amusing.
She's turning evil before our eyes, guys.
It's not evil, it's just funny.
It's the armor. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna jump over to team campsite. Any roleplay discussions, etc., etc., etc. You want to do as team tunnel, or are you good for now?
I think it can come back to us.
Alrighty, team campsite. What do?
I think at this point, Greg would be trying to make something else ridiculous for their gun. Just passing the time.
While
As you
listening
do.
to Utswa give the play-by-play.
Yeah.
What
Good one, ask the
ridiculous
question.
idea have you got?
Okay.
What?
Well, I have some hallucinogenic drugs.
Of course you do.
So,
Always a good plan.
I believe this is
No.
mandatory to be a lesbian half-orc.
exactly. So I'm trying to somehow combine them with bullets so that when I shoot someone, they trip balls.
Kid's an illusionist. I can maybe help out with that.
That would make sense. All right.
Can you put it in the bullet?
Okay, hang on. I just need to think what spell would be most appropriate. What is a relatively low-level illusion spell that would disorientate someone?
Kid has one. It's ghost sound would do it.
Hmm.
Probably perfectly.
Mm.
The other one would be silent image. I'm not going up beyond that.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me. These hallucinogenic drugs, do they create more pictures or sounds, do you think?
Probably pictures, honestly.
All right, yeah. With Kid's assistance and his penchant for licking things,
Mhm.
I think between the two of you, you can find a way to infuse Roll a d6.
Alright.
I'm gonna roll spellcraft.
Ooh,
24 and
holy
a
cow, that
2.
plus.
It's a good plus.
Oh yeah, kid's good at spellcraft.
All right. So in about an hour, Greg, you can craft 2 of these bullets. Basically, they're a bullet, but when they hit someone, the spell of minor image, or whatever, silent image, sorry, I'm getting 5e mixed up. They'll be affected by the spell silent image, so they'll have to make a wisdom save. If not, they'll be distracted by something.
Nice.
There you go. Bum. Anybody else? Team campsite.
I'm asking if Utsua can cast do the spell again to pop her other eye out, just as a possible curiosity type thing. To have 2 eyes active at once.
Is
That
that a
would
fetish
mess.
curiosity thing?
Sorry, I don't. How much would that mess with your like perception of things? It's already hard enough if you have to cover your one remaining eye to focus, but you've got 2 eyes which you can't like stop looking through, looking at different things.
Yeah, in different
I'm a
orientations.
chameleon.
And then you've got a body to keep upright. It's like, oh, God, what? No, oh, shit.
I think at this point, it was laid down, just like, this is easier
Yeah,
to lay here.
probably the right move.
All right,
And so,
Resident
like-
Masochist has understood that this is not something that she is capable of.
Well, this is just like pointing up towards the ceiling, trying to point towards him, but just doesn't. It's not computing.
That is a question. Where exactly are we, Matt? Are we like outside in like a clearing or something, or is this like at the opening to the area? Because if I recall, we were kind of in a field or something before.
Yeah. You're across the river, so you're hidden from the city walls and all that jazz. You can say you found a clearing, or you made one. Either way, however you want to make your campsite.
All right, then in that case, what I'm going to be sitting here doing is, for one, I'm trying to figure out the best possible way to use my new illusionary buddy that I can summon anytime I want. And I've realized it can pick shit up. So, at the moment, Kid's not using the thing, but he's practicing a disarm/steal tactic.
Okay.
Since this thing is basically an unseen servant, which means it can't be hit by anything except area attacks.
Nice.
So, yeah. Kid's currently ghost boxing right now.
As you do. When Utsua gives you a play-by-play, obviously there's no sound, so Utsua can only describe things that Optic sees. Does anybody have any questions, queries, anything like that? It's like, oh, cool. They've made a friend. Off you go.
We'd see what Keldor sees, so we'll get that information as it happens. Susie's currently with Flick.
Sugar.
Or not sugar. I gotta remember my bats. I've got too many bats.
Too many bats. You're going batty. You're saying? I got the ground.
Alrighty.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, I'm just throwing in like general illusionary things like, oh, how do you achieve this? I'm like, well, illusion is just a case of making people see stuff that's not supposed to be. You gotta take some stuff from the plane of shadow. I'm just explaining really technical magic terms that probably fly over the head of a non-magic user.
That sounds fair to me.
And all of it's draconic.
Wee whoosh whoosh.
Weirdly enough, the focus for a silent image spell is a bit of fleece. So basically, if we could go find some sheep and just like steal, that would be loaded into the bullets.
Steal.
I have steel wool. Does that count?
I imagine that would be an applicable substitute in this case.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
All right.
All right.
Anybody
Can
at
we
Team
just
Campsite
steal wool
have
bullet?
any desire to speak to any NPCs, or are you not fussed about them?
I think I'm gonna go over to I'm having such a brain fart on names.
No, it's fine. There's loads of them. Describe them.
Prim's wife.
Eliza, yeah.
Eliza, right. and I'm gonna just check in to make sure she's doing okay. Because she doesn't seem to hate me yet.
You
I
walk
feel
over,
like
she's like twisting the neck on a chipmunk. Like,
Jesus Christ!
oh
No,
yeah, I'm doing fine.
no, she found a small insect and she just pulled the leg off and is watching it crawl around.
I
And then
feel
she
like
casts Cure Minor Wounds, fixes it, pulls it back off
Does it again? Yeah.
Oh.
wasting your spell.
Wow.
So, Eliza, are you doing all right over here?
Oh yes, I'm doing quite grand, if I'm honest. Oh, it's just a wee bit dull, all this sitting around and all that. But other than that, I think I'm doing aces.
I will admit I do not know you well, but I'm a bit concerned with the somewhat sociopathic behavior you have been displaying as of late.
It's with face palms like, oh.
Oh, you mean how I seem to be getting, some kind of enjoyment out of watching other creatures in pain? Well, basically, I have spent my entire life doing nothing but fixing pain. I've never addressed the source of it or how it actually works. So, if anything, I'm actually studying to research more and better my ability to make people feel better if I know what it is that hurts them.
Yeah, to someone with a low intelligence modifier, that might sound good, but I
Sounds like a
have,
sense motive to me.
you make a good point, and I'm bored as shit. So, you want to shoot me?
Kid just looks around like, huh? You have
Oh,
piked my
another one of them.
Greg, are you not entertained? Please.
I mean, you seemed to have fun before, but you didn't shoot a living thing. And I think, to help with your research, it could be interesting so you could learn how to heal a bullet wound. But you need to shoot something that feels it.
Don't shoot her in the head, I swear to God.
I like the sound of that.
God damn it.
Alright, and I just put one of my regular bullets in Peach's, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna give it to Eliza. And I'm like, you remember how to shoot this now?
Oh, aye. Squeeze the trigger, don't pull, and aim for the soft and squishy bits.
Yeah, if you could aim for like a leg or an arm, that'd be preferable. This has a lot of organs in it that, to my understanding, I need, and I feel like the limbs would be the best. But if you feel like you can't hit them because they are, smaller, aim for like the hip or something. I think that'll be fine.
No, your limbs are plenty. Sorry, I'm not sure if my terminology is correct here. Thick, with two C's. Is that correct?
That's how I've been spelling it. Yes.
Sorry, Prim tried to teach me a few words in Orcish. I'm learning them.
Yeah, Prim's a riot.
Okay, so does it matter I'm far away, or can I just press the barrel to your skin and blow a hole in you?
I mean, whatever you prefer. Dealer's choice, I suppose.
Kid's gonna ready it.
She shoots you in the leg, just point blank. Just
Which part of my leg?
upper thigh.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I was hoping for.
Does the bullet
Alright.
go through? Keep going.
Can you just roll damage for that? 'Cause I don't have damage for that worked out somewhere.
Yeah, okay, let me just get to Peaches. And let's see. Point blank shot, yes. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Ew.
Alright. It's not so bad.
No, not at
Um,
all.
I'm going to justify, because of Greg's thick, muscular physique, This does not pass through the other side. You have a lovely bullet lodged in your leg. That
Pardon
sounds
my
fair to me.
language. Pardon my language for just a moment there, Eliza. Jesus fucking Christ!
Whoever that is.
Yeah. That's a strange exclamation.
Yeah.
So it didn't come out the other side. So does that mean it's like inside you currently?
Yeah. No. It feels kind
So
of
if
like it.
I mean, how deep do you reckon it is? Like, so if I just like put my finger in that nice little bullet hole and you've
Eliza?
got there,
A kid's going to walk in front of it, like, Eliza, I'm
Aye.
disturbed by this.
No, kid, this is fine. We're learning. Now, go ahead and just stick your finger in there and twist it. See if you could reach the bullet, I guess.
okay.
Okay.
Finger goes in, wiggles around a little bit, and does a little circle for a slow, steady twist, and pull out. No, I could just feel all your tendons and your whatnots. Must be in there deep.
I'm gonna be sick, kid. Fuck. Oh, hold my
Oh,
hair.
for God's sake.
That's fine. Here's my knife. Try and pry it out.
Oh God, no! I'm going to. Do I have line of sight on the bullet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and just fucking yank it out. I'm gonna reach in there and get it because I wasn't fast enough to ready the action to catch the bullet with it. No, I'm just pulling it out. Mage Hand style.
Okay. So this makes sense to me now. I understand that. Got it. You probably want that healing up, don't you?
I mean, whenever you're ready, it's fine. It's good.
See, I noticed this wee firearm here. It's quite warm. Could that be used to like cauterize the wound?
Oh yeah, I've done it once or twice. I'm just gonna sit there, just not saying anything, because I've done this before.
These are really useful.
Yeah, they cause a lot of damage and can also fix it when you're stupid and shoot yourself in your foot.
Well, thank you. And for all your troubles, you can recover 13 hit points.
Oh, that's much obliged. That helps quite a deal.
Grand.
I'm mage handing the bullet and I'm looking at it and I'm just like, I can't. I'm just gonna flick it into the distance.
So, now that I feel we've gotten to know each other a slight bit better, are you sure you're doing all right? Because, I mean, I know what it's like. It's a lot to what you're going through, and I know revenge is probably the first thing on your mind, but if you want to, talk about it, I'm here with more bullets.
You're right. Revenge is quite high up there. But I think along with just that, I kind of just want to make other things hurt as much as I do. Because that would kind of make everything feel fair and equal again.
I've been there. I think when my wife died, I killed about half my tribe out of rage, and then the other half were the people that killed her. It just didn't feel like enough.
Sorry, please tell me if I'm asking inappropriate or prying questions. Wouldn't it have made more sense to kill the half that killed her and not the others?
No,
Or was it all of them?
It was kind of a blind rage, and they were all in the same area, and I killed the people that killed my wife, and then the people in my tribe tried to stop me, and they were just getting in the way. So I killed some of my friends and family members in a fit of rage.
Oh.
Yeah. I messed up a lot in my younger days. I do regret some of that, but it felt good.
That sounds intense, if I'm honest. So, how do you like stop thinking about it?
I never have.
Oh, I was really hoping you were going to say like booze or something.
I mean, booze did help for a while. A lot of crying. I went through self-harm issues that my friend helped me with. But it's hard to ever stop thinking about hurting people. That's why I made these. Because I wanted to find a new way to hurt people and make them really hurt.
So, what I'm learning from this, aside from you're a very deep and multifaceted character with lots of development to be worked on and around, um, I'm learning that hatred is a great thing because it sparks innovation.
Well, it depends on the innovation, I suppose. But it can
So,
lead you to a dark path where you hurt the ones you love and you push people away. And
oh, I
that's
don't love
not
things
something I
anymore.
recommend. Well, that makes me sad because I think that you should give it a chance. There are things still worth caring about.
Oh no, I care about lots of things. No, I care that as much as I'm enjoying inflicting pain on things, I do care about this wee band of friends and whatnot. However, no, I refuse to admit that I love anything because apparently, when I love things, they die. So I'm just not gonna do that no more, if that's okay.
Well, I don't know if this helps, but I thought the same way. And I mean, I think I found love again, and it feels good. It makes the bad thoughts stop a little, and
And
it
when
gives me a reason to protect that thing, however crazy it may seem.
no, you're gonna make me blush. Oh, awkward moment. You didn't mean me, did you?
I mean, I don't know you very well, but you seem like a lovely person,
Thank you.
and you shot me without question, which is pretty high up there on my standards for meeting people.
Well, I was always a fan of meeting standards and following regulations and whatnot. It's a wee bit awkward now, isn't it?
I don't think so. I feel pretty normal. I'm pretty good at awkward.
Hmm. Same. Just want to sit here and be awkward together for a while.
I'd like that.
Hey
Nice.
kid,
Mm-hmm.
who do you think Mac's talking
Yeah, kid knows.
I'm having a very interesting thought about that because I've only just barely begun to remember Greg's name. Admittedly, that's always been an issue.
Ow.
Don't take that personally. I don't know. All right. I am going to segue us back, though. I'm going to
about?
first say I'm going to go make sure that no one heard that gunshot, but call if anything happened with Optic.
Alrighty. So, with that, we jump back to Team Tunnel. Alrighty, Team Tunnel. You found the curve. Follow it round, and are you still just kind of looking around, or are you actively searching for things now?
Yeah, I'm keeping as close an eye out to sure nothing jumps up out at us or does.
All right. Roll either spot or search, whichever you think is more relevant.
20.
All right. As you are walking around,
Also, looking for offshoot.
yeah, you're now starting to make out a few offshoots here and there. It's obvious, wherever you are, underneath the city. It's like, all right, starting to find extra little roads and whatnot. Obviously, one can assume there's probably how the sewer system works up top, either lots of holes in the ground or sewer grates or however it is. But the thing that stands out the most and probably catches your eye is carved into the wall is a very small symbol, and you'd recognize it because it's just inherently recognizable to you. It is the holy symbol of the triad, just carved into the wall.
Any arrows or anything around?
Nothing obvious, no.
Okay. And I only see one, and it's just on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
question.
In that case, I will assume we're on the right track. Keep moving forward, moving a bit slower, and keeping a steady eye out for any more of them, as well as making sure there's nothing creeping up.
Alrighty.
And I'm specifically looking at the ceilings.
Alrighty. The rest of Team Tunnel, so Varco, Flick.
It's us, Relithor, and who?
The original.
Yeah, Reginald.
Reginald. Okay. As we fall into line, Reginald's going at the back, and I'm sitting on his shoulder, facing backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a torch lit so that I can actually see.
Oh, Reginald is like his armor is giving off a 60-foot radius of.
Even better. I do not have a torch lit because that would be pointless. So yeah, I'm sitting on his shoulder so that I can have a steady platform to watch his back, of course, and also be within easy problem-solving distance if he becomes a problem.
As in, so you can stab him in the neck.
That's probably where I'm going to go with it.
All right, wonderful.
I mean, there's lots of other spots to stab, like. And
he is wearing full plate armor, so
I
neck
am
is probably most easily accessible. That's the word.
I'm also taking the advantage of being like sat on his shoulder to sort of feel out any openings in the armpit, that kind of area, because there's usually soft spots around there, and see any other weak points around the arms or neck collar that I could make advantage of later.
So basically, what I'm hearing is Flick is a fucking monster.
Well, there's only so many of us, and this guy has more armor than all of us put together, so...
Maybe Keldor, but we don't kill Keldor. He's a dog.
He's our dog. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I don't want us to end up on r/r the dog dies.
Interestingly enough, hyenas are closer related to cats than.
Yeah, hyenas are all weird creatures. When
the more you know. Yeah.
Is it possible to does the operator need to roll another spot check, or can we assume just whatever Archer sees, Optic can see as well?
I mean, you can roll if you want to try and keep separate or roll higher. If you don't think you can roll higher, you don't have to. You can just go, yeah, I see what Keldor sees.
Let's just do that. That's easier.
Does Optic have dark vision?
Yes. Dwarf.
Okay.
It's a dwarf
Cool.
eye.
Perfect. Yeah, right.
And,
Alrighty.
like, anything of important, I just kind of, like, tap it, kind of show it to the eye.
That would make sense.
Keldor may or may not be getting slightly attached to an eye, like it's a puppy.
That's fine. Clearly, Utsu's not attached to it anymore.
I am.
Oh jeez.
Swish.
He's still slightly
This
creeped
would-
out by it, but he also is kind of like, this is kind of cool.
It's an adorable
Alright.
creepy feeling.
So, as the rest of Team Tunnel, being Varco, Flick, Reginald, as you and Relifor, sorry, as you catch up to where Keldor was, you also would probably Keldor. Do you wait and point out that to them, or do you want? Do they have to try and see that on their own?
I would have probably what I would have done is make a like scratch mark on underneath it so it stands out even more, and just keep walking because I want to specifically stay outside the light so I'm less noticeable.
That makes perfect sense. Wonderful. Alrighty. The rest of you get up to this marquee on the wall. Flick, Varco, do you care about this at all? Or are you going like, nah, screw it, moving on?
I'm paying more attention behind us and watching our asses and watching the walls and stuff that we're passing for any hidden doors or anything that anybody else might have missed.
Alrighty. Do you want to roll a search check then?
Sure. Let's do that. Skills search. That's a pretty good number. Let's see. 17. Not bad.
No, you just find the same stuff Keldor did. You know, You're starting to see a few offshoots coming up along. Quite small. They don't really seem to have much of a gang walk along them. It's mainly just water that comes through.
Okay.
You also find this mark. Like, yep, that's a mark. It's a holy symbol. Cool.
Is that from the Dragon Clan people?
Reginald kind of pauses and looks at you and goes, no, that's the Triad. You grew up in a city, yes?
Yeah.
You know, the big religion with all the churches and, you know, singing songs about how wonderful the Triad are, you know.
Oh yeah,
Riveting
all those people who spat on me in the gutter and wouldn't share any of their donation money with me because I wasn't part of the church.
Yes, those people.
Yeah, they were great. They were awesome. Spent a lot of time learning their iconography, as you can tell. Just out of respect, you know? I just felt that it was due to them, really, because they were so respectful towards me. I'm being sarcastic.
Sorry, is that what sarcasm is? Never known. Wonderful. Riveting fun. So explain to me how sarcasm works. What? You say one thing, but you mean another.
I'm just staring at the knife blade poised 2 inches from the back of his spinal column.
So, how could I do this? Oh, I know. So it would be jolly good, ripping fun if I said, oh boy, it smells like daisies. Because it doesn't. It smells like human waste and depression down here.
You know, it smells fine to the rest of us, but assholes don't get to indulge in that pleasure.
Am I the asshole here?
Are you ever not the asshole? Are you not the one we found run into a sewer by an entire city? Do you think that might mean something?
I think it means my feelings are hurt.
Victory. There you go. We're even.
For what? Is it because I didn't share the wine? I drank it all.
Don't try and have a sarcasm off if you're not prepared to lose.
But you can do competitions in this?
Oh, for God's sake, keep walking.
And I hold out the little jar with the lid off with the smelling ointment that I gave to everybody else before we came in the sewer.
Smear this on your top lip.
Because it will smell foul and disgusting. sarcasm.
Ha 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 ha. Do it.
Who is this
5,
person? I love them.
4, 3.
Oh, yes, I'll do it, sir. Don't worry. You man. Uh-huh.
There you go. Now you're all cleared out.
Instantly freezes and is like weapons drawn and like looking around the corner to see if anything's coming for the sound. Like
I'm just like, whoa.
he's like, we're gonna die because I'm with a bunch of idiots.
Optic is on edge because Keldor's on edge. What's happening?
All right.
I take the jar
Roll
back.
Roll me a listen check, please, Keldor.
Alright. I'm so good at this.
Oh, Sugar went with the wrong one.
I'm
Sick.
probably
I'm
listening
so
to
good
after
at
that.
this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be listening to after that, realizing how loud that was in an enclosed space. That's definitely a an instinct. No, not a very good
Oh
one.
no.
Well, you are right next to the guy who made that noise, so.
It's true.
Can Optic look behind Keldor in that direction? Like try
Yeah.
and spot anything? Okay. Okay, come on.
Sugar hears something.
Oh no.
I'm staring even harder into the darkness behind us.
Got blind sense 20 feet. Let me know if that helps.
Shit! God damn it!
All right, Sugar. Sugar can hear the sound of stone grating against stone, as if something is shifting and moving.
Sugar lets out some panic squeaks.
Squeak,
Uh-oh.
squeak, squeak, squeak. Panic squeak.
Does Kid react to that?
Sputnik, what is it?
I understand that there's a bit of fear, but I also understand that I can't do anything about it. Sugar knows what to do if he feels that there's danger, and
Okay.
so I'm gonna let Sugar take the call on this one.
I asked Sputnik to telepathically ask Sugar what is wrong.
So the pseudo dragon and the bat stare at each other. That nobody else can hear.
Squeak,
I'm not
squawk,
doing a conversation
squeak,
between
squawk,
those
squawk,
two.
squeak.
But Spudnik gets the information and transfers it back to Flick. He goes, the little flying rat thing said he heard stone on stone, Papa. Something moving?
Okay. There's a door opening.
I whisper to everybody who is within earshot, which is not
Keldor.
No.
I am looking around intently to see if I see anything. So I'm going to search check. 27.
There you go.
Alrighty. Something you do notice, very much so. You know who's been weirdly quiet?
Relathor.
Yeah.
And Vaco.
Ah, shit. And Vaco, yeah.
Vaco's not weirdly quiet. He's normal.
always
That's true, yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely normal amount
well,
of
I'm
quiet.
deaf right now, so it's fine. Everyone's quiet to me.
Yeah. So, Relfor's just not there.
Oh, fuck me. I knew I should have killed him. He works for Zargathrax, doesn't he?
Can I search for where he went?
Yeah, search.
All right. Years of dungeoneering and sneaking through sewers, all culminating in this point, Flick. You can do it. That's a 13, Flick. That's a 2 on the dice. Is
Nice,
that me?
Flick. You have no idea where Relfor he's done or how this has happened.
Can Utsuro relay the information to the group? Or is she able to even
No.
perceive that?
Just more
Yeah,
like
no.
tapping.
Optics nowhere nearby.
Okay, right.
And she can't.
Yeah.
Vaco's actually kind of happy that Relathor's not around.
Keldor's immediately gonna cast detect magic and start searching for magical trails.
Alright. Moving forward or backwards towards...
He's not moving anywhere. He's just looking around, kind of like acting like a scanner, basically.
Okay. And how far ahead of the group were you?
I think I was right outside the edge of the light, so about.
All right. Yeah. You're not really picking up any magic because you aren't getting the pickups from the group itself, and the group are stood at the symbol carved into the wall up there.
And then instantly, Keldor remembers, frick, move stone. That's how you get in. That's the spot. And Keldor moves back and is looking at this.
Oh yeah, you get back there. You immediately get a big hit of magic coming from the other side of it.
He disappeared, Keldor. I don't know where he went.
He's right there. I say, pointing at the symbol.
Oh, for God's sake.
I walk up and I try and push my hand through the symbol.
Make a strength check.
I don't like try and push on it. I just go up and like touch it
go.
and see if my hand goes right through it or not.
No, that's solid stone.
Keldor is going to walk up and shove it as hard as he can.
Get out
Make
of the
a
way.
strength check, please.
24.
There you go.
You feel this small section of wall shake and shunt back slightly.
Just
This
slightly.
is movable. This is movable. I mean, it's heavy, but this is not solid. This is not like concreted and cemented into this slab is movable.
Okay. Given that I can push up to 2,000 pounds without a strength check, can I move?
Yeah,
it?
yeah. With a bit of time, you'll start shoving that.
We found a door, guys.
The door.
And I look at Reginald and like gesture at the door and.
Helping hand. I can do that. He rolls his shoulders, cracks his neck. He goes, one moment.
Hey, Relithor, why don't you just let us in?
Squeak, squeak. That's all you hear from the other side of the wall.
He's turned and.
So Reginald pauses. He clasps his hands together in like a small triangle-esque shape, and he's going, "Oh, I was never good at remembering the official prayers.
Do the ones that work. I say as I keep shoving.
Oh yes, wonderful. Oh Triad, you're so good. Help, please. Strength would be nice. Thank you."
So official.
And as he does that, he is bathed in a divine light. He appears to get slightly more muscular, and he begins to assist in shoving the door. It'll take you about 5 minutes or so to push this open between the two of you.
I just look at Flick and say, make sure nothing kills us while we're doing this.
Roger that.
Sugar's on high alert.
Yeah,
The door slowly opening.
me and Sputnik are
Slowly.
sat looking down opposite sides of the tunnel.
As you finish shoving this big stone rock out the way, on the other side, it's very well lit. There's torches hanging from the walls that seem to be permanently burning. And you can see a small rat sat, looking like it's trying to pull on a lever. The rat has a beard.
I assume that.
Troll gut rope.
At the same moment the troll gut rope goes out, the net comes out, just like.
the rat's just stood there with its beard going, squeak, squeak, squeak.
You're going
Damn
in
it,
the
rat with
bag,
thorns.
and I tie it up, and I stuff it in my bag.
Optic is cheering quietly.
You just putting the rat in your bag.
In one of the side pockets, just like. And
You're putting the magic rat in a mundane net in a mundane bag.
with troll
You
cod
could-
rope around it.
Relithor
Well-
turns into a horse.
Just. Well, there goes that pocket. Good thing I chose the side pocket. The net is a very large net, so he's still wrapped up in the net.
Yeah, it's just horse on the side, legs going.
I pick up the horse
Dear
and then pull
God.
the lever.
If you pull the lever, the door just like the big stone block like moves itself back and tries to open. Like, well, it does open, but you've already pushed it most of the way through. Relithor was trying to open this for you, but for some reason he didn't think it'd be a smart idea to not be a rat.
Seeing this, I just drop the horse on the ground. Just. You're in.
He turns back to Relithor and goes, "Yup, I found it."
One of these
Optic
days,
face
you're gonna
palms.
get yourself murdered. And
That's the plan.
How about instead of making life difficult for everyone around you and acting like an insane person, you actually do something about what you did?
This one is easier and requires less personal growth and acceptance of my wrongdoings in life.
You're gonna grow yourself right into a grave pretty quick here.
Yup.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, I kind of got the idea. I'm just getting more and more willing to help him achieve it.
Accepting my own failings and learning to forgive myself is much harder than just being an asshole.
I noticed. And Keldor turns around and surveys what else he sees in this very lit tunnel that we've found ourselves in.
Immediately, you see a few barrels stacked on their side. They seem to be marked with different dates and years on them. You see what appears to be a large-looking crypt with lots of coffins stacked up. Not like coffin on top of coffin, like in specific slots in the wall. This is, it's a crypt. It's also a wine
Crypt where
cellar.
they kept wine. Interesting.
Yeah, they only had one
upon
basement.
Seeing all of this, Keldor is going to use his scouting expertise and try and determine if anything has.
Yeah, you can tell a few things were here recently. A couple. There's a few scraps. There's a wine barrel that has been haphazardly opened, presumably by a large-looking. Don't even know what that is. Like it kind of looks like a spear that made that hole, but it seems a little too rounded, and not like a single piercing, like just a big solid, like a big hole has been punched into the side of one of these barrels. You can see a few food rations that were splayed out on the floor. Someone was here very recently.
Keldor is just like, great, this is not a safe.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around, is there anywhere that's a little bit more hidden area?
Still in this crypt or back into the sewers?
In this area.
Well, as you're looking around, once you can make out that, somebody was here relatively recently, the whole area does still seem relatively secure. There's no obvious way in here that you can, it's not like there's a big hole or a staircase that you've come across just yet. whoever was in here, they obviously came in and left and took a bunch of wine with them.
Keldor's not gonna trust that they won't come back for the rest of it. Is it like one big room, or are there like little offshoot?
It starts as one big room, but if you explore a little bit further, you do find, yes, there's enclaves and whatnot, and all kinds
Vaco
of bits and
takes out a
pieces.
couple of like water skins, dumps out the water, and puts wine in them instead, and hands one over to Flick. Just in case. I mean, we're sampling alcohol and wine from all over the land. Might as well keep up the tradition.
May as well.
Keldor like nods and then keeps looking around and tries to find one of the sections that looks like it has not been used at all in a very long time.
Alrighty. You can start exploring, and you find, and you'll keep going. Yeah, there's all kinds of areas. One thing you very, very quickly clock onto: all of the people laid to rest here, they are either of noble birth, they're either very important, socially speaking, or they are members of the City Watch. It's all very official. Like, there's no peasants or hobo bobs or blacksmiths. Like, these are all like named people. Like, there's lots of knights, lots of sirs, lots of important lords and ladies and all that. This is a very official looking crypt.
Everything is closed, right?
Yes, everything is sealed and closed shut.
Okay, we're just going to remark that we found a crypt.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are we not trying to fight a necromancer king?
Good point.
Flick doesn't hear
No.
anything.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to a group camp here. After Utswa
Yep.
just told us that.
Which is why Keldor is looking for areas that are as empty.
Angus will reply to Gregor, "Oh no, all of that stuff should be fine, probably. All of those coffins lined with lead, covered in this stuff, actually. So is the entire crypt. Basically, you cannot get in there with magical means. You have to like force your way in, and it's kind of secret dealy though. Only very important religious people, and I suppose a few lords and ladies and city watch people know how to get down there. So
Hang on a
think you'll be
second. There was detect magic on that door, and it like lit up. There's magic there. So what is he talking about?
Detect magic can't see through lead.
You don't know anything about that either.
The detect magic was picking up on relative.
Yeah.
Never mind. Out of character, I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're worried about, all of them people, they ain't getting out there. All the sarcophagus, coffin, what the dead people are. They're almost like screwed in there, because the last Sorcerer King, he was also all about making the dead people come back. So people got a wee paranoid. Don't want, like important war heroes and people buried with impressive magic weapons and armor just getting on up at their coffins and going arg, 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 arg at people.
You bury people with magic weapons?
Yeah, if it wanted them.
Okay.
Wait.
Utswa, is there any way you can communicate to them that they just
Would the lead lining break the connection to her?
No. The eyeball's a separate entity.
Yeah, it's a living creature. It's not like a fabrication.
Okay.
All right, Keldor. Clearly, there's only one thing to do. This is a necromancer king, right? So we have to destroy all these bodies before we go, no matter how difficult it is. We can't leave reinforcements for him.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, would I know anything about what Angus just said? Because I would have some knowledge of that kind of thing.
the eyeball has legs, can Optic communicate a message?
I mean-
It's gonna try and
But,
tap
like-
out some Morse code.
I mean, I'd say probably just like make a little message in the dirt, but okay.
I mean, yeah, we could probably.
Keldor
I mean,
would
if
be
there's
one to
if-
go for that. Go ahead.
if there's dirt, cat, hi, I need you to move.
I
Um,
understand completely.
you're cute. If there's like a thin layer of dust or soil on the ground, then yeah, Optic can make a message in the writing it.
Yeah. Keldor would be like, yeah, no. Pretty sure these ones are good because like his detect magic would have been like blunted by the magic once he got in there by the letting. He's like, pretty sure these things are all magic proof.
Oh, fine. Ruin the joke.
I mean, if it was necessary, I'd do it, but I just is.
Sorry, not wanting to lose their job and whatnot. Isn't that kind of immensely disrespectful and almost sacrilegious to disturb the dead? Just saying.
I
Yes.
mean, would you rather
And-
be sacrilegious and disturb the dead, or have an entire army of magic weapon wielding skeletons running after?
I now need to question a lot of my beliefs.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the party.
I say as I crack my fingers and let's see what else can I?
Almost seems like a good time to take a break.
I was literally about to suggest that after Archer finishes his sentence.
He is going to be like, all right. As far as I can tell, this place is still somewhat safe. So let's get the group up here.
Seems like a good staging post.
Yep.
Should I go back and get the group and you can continue scouting around this place?
I mean, you need to take Relithor with you. The whole place into. Can you promise
right.
not to murder him?
Yeah. He had to get us through the original entrance too,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
he never closed it behind you guys, so it is open.
I still would want Relithor to go with them to close it after that.
Reginald will also chime in and go, would you mind if I tackle it? I've not seen the outside in, well, I don't know because I have no idea what day is anymore.
Yeah, sure.
What's the sun like?
Well, we finally made it spring again, so there's that.
I don't think we should leave Keldor here by himself.
What about that quiet fellow?
Keldor's just like, I'll be fine on my own.
Or you won't. We'll never hear from you again.
I can send you a message. And I got the eyeball.
Okay, good. At least we'll see what kills you.
You can kill me. Oh, you have bigger problems on your hand than knowing what did it.
Good point.
I walk up and casually hug him around his leg like it's a tree, and go,
I like-
Don't die.
Put my hand on his back because I can't actually hug. Basically, I hug him with my hands.
That sounds about right. Paw hug.
Yeah. And I'd be like, and you'll probably want to see the prince, since it's been a while. And he has news of your city.
Oh,
Since what? Sorry, you
I
cut out there
have
for me.
not seen Angus in a long time.
Ah,
That'll be. Oh, quick thing. Well, whilst we're gone and you're exploring around here, if you happen to see a big lance, that's mine. I remember stabbing a barrel to get some wine,
Oh, you're the idiot who. Oh,
and then I don't
okay.
remember much else.
Okay, you're the idiot. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Wonderful, thank you. Well,
Why didn't you
toodaloo.
just stay in here instead of going into this?
Oh, I started to get too drunk, and I started talking to this where all the dead people were, and I was like, this is probably not healthy for me. And
So going into the sewers and passing out was healthier.
I was getting claustrophobic, and
Okay, that's a bit more understanding. Now go.
I was trying to
the
find
prince
how
and-
to get out, but yes. Wonderful! Outside! Yay, yay! Tally ho. Come on. Sorry, I don't think I have a flick. Yes?
You got it.
Lead the way, little fellow.
I immediately crouch down beside Flick and say, "Murder," and then I get back up and I start setting up stuff so that I can and exploring to see if I can find another entrance.
I love that image. The 7-foot knoll walks up to the 3.5-foot tall dude who's walking away with the giant knight in the armor and the crazy wizard, and he says to the smallest person going, "Okay, I'm not scared for you. Don't kill everybody else."
Exactly. Keldor knows what's up.
Alrighty.
It's what
So-
relays that they're splitting up. Why?
All right.
Does Team Camp have a response to Oots was saying that the Team Tunnel are splitting up?
They're probably coming back for us since they found a safe haven.
No, they aren't.
Why do you say that?
Okay, so you haven't been here long enough. Keldor's got kind of a. We call him the plan ruiner.
Oh,
And I
why
left
did I
my
leave Keldor?
eye with him.
Okay, so we need to start moving.
I continually keep making the mistake of just like assuming Keldor can do things based on like his abilities and how awesome he is at things, and I keep forgetting the fact that that's never what the situation is dictated by.
Yep.
It's his decisions.
Okay. We need to go. We need to start moving at this moment.
Greg carried me. I can't move.
Okay, pick up.
Everyone else back it up.
Yeah.
Back it up.
The NPCs, they start packing everything up and go, oh, okay, we're getting all the stuff. And
While all this is happening, I'm assuming the spider eye is kind of freaking out just a little bit.
A little bit, just tap, 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 tap.
Keldor takes a note and writes, "Ditch the wagons, throw them in the river," and then puts it in front of the eye.
I like that wagon.
That's what we found
Cal-
out that Uzo can't read.
So I,
I swear to God, if Oots well, I actually can't read.
Stop, owner.
She needs to know how to
that doesn't
count.
mean anything.
How to count, not how to read. Yeah. Two very different things.
so it's can read. Common. She'll outwardly groan. Just like
She can't read common.
no, she can.
Okay.
Hyena man wants to. Read the note again. What the note say again?
Ditch the wagons, put them in the river.
Hyena man wants to ditch the wagons and put it in the river.
Fucking
Right.
why?
I don't fucking know. I
Below
can't
it,
see.
It's like, they don't know we're here yet. Let's keep it that way.
It's the perfect plan. If we ditch the wagons, then it'll look like we faked our own death.
They know where. Wait, no, they don't. Your writing is horrible.
Keldor
They-
just keeps responding to the conversation.
They,
We can.
they don't know we're here yet. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Plan ruiner.
Uh,
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that we're probably correct on this one. We're gonna need to escape anyway, and the only plan that we kind of have at the moment does not involve us taking the wagons along. So I'd rather be out with no supplies than have our supplies but be slowed down. So I'm going to go ahead and say, let's go ahead and take it one step further. I'm going to unload the non-essentials from the wagon, and I'm going to set fire to the wagons.
But they'll see the smoke.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. We're by the fucking walls.
Nah.
Nah.
There is
in
a
the-
whole river between you and.
Yes, a river does not stop smoke from rising into the air. There's a reason that many cultures use smoke signals to relay information across large distances.
But
inside-
guys, he said nah.
I mean,
inside the crypt,
so-
Yeah.
Optic is writing, "Kid is an idiot."
Keldor
Oh
puts
my God.
yes,
Oh,
question
that's such
mark.
Trigger's full check.
Like,
Yes, and
She Op makes the picture of fire.
and he's like,
I don't think there's anybody in this party who hasn't earned the title of idiot.
and then he puts below that, at least tell him to put it on a fuse.
Put it on what?
On a fuse.
On a slow burn. Basically,
Oh.
make sure the fire doesn't get big till you're gone.
Kid.
You look over, it's already on fire.
God damn it.
God damn.
Utswa's Optic makes a circle around the fire. That she drew.
He just face palms and is like,
I've got a question I forgot to ask before I did this. How dry is the grass?
Oh, God.
Shit.
It's been winter. It's very dry.
All right, we have a distraction. We have to move out now.
Remember that forest fire we set a couple months ago?
Keldor puts his face in his hands and is like, and they call me the plant.
Greg is just straight up punching Kid in the face.
The kid's going, Prim?
Oh, no. Oh, God.
And cut.
And that's break.
Yeah, that is a perfect place to take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back real soon, everybody. Until then, catchphrase.
Catchphrase.
Archer, click the, click the thing. Alrighty, well, welcome back, everybody. We're continuing with Dungeons and Dragons. Where we left off, our hyena man is hanging out in a crypt with an eyeball, and everybody else is going to go meet up so they can bring the whole gang together.
Because he's.
Yes, it's a distraction.
Yes, let's distract them to the exact point where we're located. They'll never see it coming.
I mean, to be fair, we can close
Jesus
the hole.
Christ. We didn't yet because we don't have move stone.
We can do the equivalent. Yeah, we can do move stone.
Oh wait,
Can you?
Eliza can move stone, right?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
just say use a shovel, but okay.
Do you have a shovel?
Oh,
Was
this
it
is
on
a
the
terrible, terrible time to be drunk right now. Oh man.
Yeah, they were on the wagon.
He took his
Yeah.
he took the essentials.
No, I had shit on that wagon too.
He took stuff out though.
I took the essentials, yes.
Yes, so booze.
I'm not concerned about food, because we are usually pretty good about dealing with food.
Oh no.
And the fact that we gloss over it entirely, yeah, we're pretty good at it.
No, we haven't glossed over it. We killed the Remmerhaze and spent like 3 weeks eating it.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, you cut out at such a weird point because it sounded like you said jerking meat. And I got-
Jerky meat.
I'm so sorry.
There was a vital Y in there that was missed.
I'm so sorry.
Oh. Keldor is so desperate to be like the only straight member of this party.
I was gonna say, hey, you don't know Greg's sexuality, but like,
It's in your job description.
So Keldor's a
Instead of
fleshy.
flesh. I was gonna say,
Oh,
is he fleshy?
A nudist.
How have we not gotten canceled yet? Like, Jesus Christ.
Are we back in
I
game?
don't
Can anyone hear
know.
us?
That is a question, though. By the way, Welcome Party has a lot of really cool stuff. Matt, go ahead and give them the thing that we're supposed to say after we get back from break.
Am I supposed to say a thing after that? I normally just go, hey, welcome to the party. Great place. Go check it out. You can find the Twitter stuff. You can find all kinds of cool stuff. Discord link down below is a very important place to check out because it's a place that kind of normalizes this.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know, but they do it.
So check that out. Dungeons and Dragons.
That is what we're doing right now.
I don't have any more of a segue. Just that.
Okay,
Alright.
they're headed to the tunnels, and Utsuo would actually have to lead them because she's the only one who saw the path.
Oh,
God.
jeez. Oh, shit.
Alrighty.
I mean,
Ursula.
it's a straight shot, right? From
Yeah.
where we are, because there weren't any corridors, you said.
So listen, it's basically a straight shot, but there's lots of shit is terrible.
But so have you gotten into my whiskey again?
Shut up, Greg.
Ursula, I only had one flask. I brought the one flask to celebrate when good things
Listen.
happened to us, and you drank it all.
Listen, my eye hurts. My
It's existent, but you decided, hey, I'm just gonna pop it out of my head, like a thing that we never told Greg about
yeah,
that
it
you could
hurts.
do.
So don't drop me.
When were you going to mention, hey, I could pop my eyeball out of my head and
It
make
was
it walk
never-
around?
It was never relevant, Greg.
It was never relevant? It eyeball out of your head.
Greg, if you're concerned about your alcohol, I can hold on to it. I don't drink that much, honestly, and I know better than to use alcohol like that.
I mean, I would give it to you, but apparently all my whiskey in my flask is gone. Because somebody drank it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not sorry, you're drunk, and that is the problem with which we find ourselves.
No,
Because
your
you
butt.
are literally our eyes in this place right now.
But your butt's cute.
I'm sitting there watching as the eye starts like teetering around. And, I like hold it and I'm like,
Put it in a pocket.
no,
Oh, it's,
I like have it in my hands and it's like stumbling around.
It is. It's
like
going in circles.
It's weird to watch an eyeball with no eyelids get like unfocused.
The pupil just dilates.
I'm just like,
it's like,
Is it bad? But my thought is just like, go put it in the wine keg with a hole in it. Just pop it in there.
it'll just
Let
soak
it
like
float
a
around.
fruit. Like,
Let it marinate a bit. That'll make it better.
okay.
no.
Utswa, we
We're
need
just
to
gonna put
focus.
it down on the ground in like a soft spot.
I am focusing. I'm focusing on your butt.
Greg, you're leading
Look.
us.
I suppose I am, but I don't know the direction in which we're headed.
I told you it's straight, which I am not.
Utswa, for fuck's sake.
All right. I'm casting
I'm-
light. I'm
yeah,
putting light on the end
I'm,
of my chain.
You guys haven't even gotten to the tunnels yet, have you?
No, yeah,
Just
we
walk me
started
through it.
heading in because someone set fire to the wagons, and
The
Not
tunnels were a
someone.
little ways away from the wagons.
not terribly
Basic-
far though. It was pretty close to our camp, wasn't it?
It was relatively close. Basically, when
Okay.
you reach the entranceway, that's pretty much where you'll meet up with Flick and everybody. So you meet up
Right.
at the entranceway of these things.
Okay.
So you don't need to trust the drunk dwarf to navigate you through.
Right. I'm gonna look to Eliza and be like, Eliza, darling, could you close the tunnel behind us? I know you're able to do that.
Oh, yeah, I can take care of that. Hello, new person. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh my, you must
Here,
be
I'll-
who we saw through the eyeball. My name is Greg, and this is a drunk dwarf that I'm cradling in my arms. Please ignore them. They are dealing with some things right now.
What the fuck happened to her?
I wholeheartedly accept this explanation. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Reginald.
I'm the eyeball.
Good to
Of
meet you, Reginald.
course you are.
Kildor's nowhere near the eyeball, right? Or no, the eyeball is still with Kildor. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Kelton
Oh.
put the eyeball down and is
Where?
questioning if there's any other exits to this.
The eyeball's going to
Oh.
wander off. This is a
You're
bad
getting picked out
idea.
for sure.
Oh no. He didn't like just put it down in like the middle of the floor. He like saw that it was drunk, basically. Didn't know what was going on. Basically built a little paddock for it so that it couldn't wander off and put it in there.
Excuse me, it's a spider. It's gonna go over that.
Put
Go.
the net on top of it.
Dear God.
Oh, it can go through the net, can it?
No, it can't. It's an eyeball. It'll
How,
hurt.
how big is the net?
It's a fish
Things.
net specifically meant for catching small.
Alright then.
Yeah.
It would not.
Put a damper on your plans there, Captain Drunk.
I feel trapped. What's happening?
What's
Well,
wrong?
I suppose that it'd be the first time to mention. We do have a plan that's currently in motion right now. We call it the Dunkirk. At the moment, I guess we're in. Kid's gonna go ahead and mentally cycle through his notes. I guess that we're in the preparation stage for the siege part of it. So we have to skip part A and part B and have to skip that too. Okay, nope, we're on part 4. Part 4. Once we enter the cities, we have to proceed to the shrines. You wouldn't have to know where those are, right?
I'm assuming you mean churches or something to that degree. Yes.
I'm not exactly familiar with religion myself, but if that's what you say, I will trust what you are because you're apparently a local. You also sound awesome.
Oh, thank you. I've been working on this voice for quite a while, actually. Well,
We went to church. Ugh.
church is fun. You get to sing songs and drink wine and. You know.
I'm already drinking.
Reginald, I hate to ask this, but I've been gone for about a week. Would you know anything of what's going on up there?
Oh no, I've been drunk in the sewers for about a week.
Oh, good. Everyone who's leading us is drunk. This is just
No,
super.
I feel better now. The small fellow and the hyena man.
Okay. That's super,
Yes.
but I was just wondering, you wouldn't perhaps be familiar with the shopping district of Dunkirk, would you?
My shop!
Don't get shop.
No, not particularly. But yeah, I've never really had to buy things. Mummy and
Oh my
Daddy.
god, you're privileged, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, I instantly hate you.
It's this is the time where you stop talking because it's just going to lead to painful things.
I don't wanna.
That sounds awfully bigoted to instantly hate someone without knowing anything about them. But okay, you do you. Wonderful.
You know what? I'm terribly sorry. That was very rude of me and my friend here.
Oh no,
I
it's
was
fine.
just wondering if perhaps you had been acquainted with a gnome man named Quaylin.
At any point, would this fellow would he have done anything for the City Watch or the
Yes,
robbers?
actually, he was trying to invent some militarized weaponry for y'all. He's an inventor in the city. I wasn't sure if maybe you know if he was all right.
Oh, small fellow, big glasses, kind of an ass.
Yes, exactly.
No, haven't seen him in a very long time.
Oh dear. I mean,
But last time I
like-
did see him, he was being very ambiguous and vague. He was very much talking about wanting to leave. Obviously, I don't think he was allowed because of his contract, but
Oh.
so
Did he mention anything about taking his assistant with him?
never mentioned having one.
Oh.
Oh.
Gut shot.
Ouch.
Sorry, how do you know
Yeah,
him?
I'm his assistant.
Well, I'll find a way to remove my foot from my own mouth.
It's fine. I mean, I guess I hadn't been working for him for very long when all this started, so
Hey,
I
Greg.
suppose I hadn't. It's fine. I work better by myself anyway.
Hey, Greg.
What is it, Ursula?
I did things for the guard too. About a week ago.
Yes, you did. You blew off a man's head. We are well aware.
So
Not the guard you're part of, sir. The usurper came up there. He caused quite a bit of trouble for us.
they were still people. I mean, yes, they might have been bad people, but I don't think I can quite morally, personally agree with just taking off a fellow's head. But yeah, you do you.
It was self-defense. If that changes your coloring of us at all.
May want to
sure.
cover Uto's mouth, Greg. You may want to do that.
Yep, doing that immediately. Ugh, this is not good. Wait, hold on. This was not like evil, right?
No.
Chaotic neutral.
But she is drunk. So
That doesn't help things. That is true.
Well,
that means your mouth is a watery
It
tap.
does mean that Reginald would be able to tell that she's not evil.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, wonderful. Oh, there's also a bunch of these other people beside here. They seem very untalkative. I'm sure they only speak when someone interacts with them. So I'll very quickly and quietly do all of that. Hello, I'm Reginald. Hello, I'm Reginald. Hello, I'm Reginald. Reginald. Hello, I'm Reginald.
Angus has a really confused look.
Yeah, when Reginald finally gets to Angus, you notice Reginald kind of go, yo. Yo. Come on. Greetings, Your Highness. I am Reginald. Pleasure to meet you. Angus just kind of looks him up and down and goes, you look awfully familiar for some reason. But just tell me this. Last I was aware, it was my, well, yeah, she is technically now my sister-in-law, who is captain of the city guard. Beautiful, lovely lass named Regina. She didn't die, did she? Like in something, because that'd be pretty awful. She was an amazing woman if you ever knew her. A great horse rider, fantastic on those big ass eagles you all fly around on. She also could kick my ass surprisingly easily. Always a bit like boyish. She was always one of the guys, if I'm honest. Yes. Your Highness. So, a strange thing happened to Regina. They're not really with us anymore, but they are, just in a different way. One might say, Regina got. Oh, how do I phrase this? Regina got everything she ever wanted, which amounted to an LD. Hello. There's a long, awkward pause. Angus kind of looks up and down.
Prince, I think you found your brother-in-law.
I wholeheartedly accept this. Pleasure to meet you. Well, not meet you. I've known you for years, obviously. Just out of curiosity, why the LD? Oh, because all I ever wanted in my life was a little dick. So I just put that on. That's my name. It works. It's Regina Reginald. Hello. That was a bad joke.
So,
The
you know
face
that
palm.
wine that Vaco has that gave the flick? Yeah, Vaco starts drinking.
You okay there, Shan?
No,
This is
yeah,
not fun
I'm
conversations trying to
I just got the joke.
While all that is happening, Keldor has spent that entire time trying to find anything and everything he can find in his new little
Are you being respectful and letting all the dead people stay in their...
He's not looking in
Resting.
the tombs. He is looking
Yeah, all right.
around them, and he's not exactly being like, I'm not gonna touch these. He's still looking behind them, and like, if any of them looks like it could be a secret lever, he's kind of doing it, but he's not like opening them.
All right, cool. Looking around, let me just see what you rolled, because I'm looking at roll 20 right now. 26, wow. Yeah, you find a whole bunch of stuff. You find, well, one thing you find a very impressive metal lens that's just clattered around on the floor somewhere. You find where they keep the like little communion wafer biscuit things. You also find a bunch of cheese, like tucked away in a secret little cool box area.
Is it green?
No, it's been kept very well. It's in a little preserved area wrapped in various kinds of things to keep it airtight. It looks as if somebody tried to. They could stay down here for quite a while. very happily. It would make a surprisingly good base of operations.
And there's no other entrance I could find whatsoever, just the one leading.
That's the only one you can actively find currently. You did notice there was a small clearing in between like some of the sets of coffins and whatnot, and there appeared to be some kind of markings going up the wall, but you couldn't really see any way to like activate it or make it work or whatnot.
Even if seeing those markings, I cast.
Read magic, yes. That's wonderful. You can get a good look at that. You can read it. It's basically a set of instructions, and it's all right. You just need to say a prayer, and the doorway will open.
Keldor will not open it, and he will take the lance, and he will find a decent corner and hide it.
Can you just see this, or is she just running in circles in the barrel?
I think it's a soaked eyeball at this point in wine.
He did not put it in wine.
Did it find its own way there?
He got some his travel cloak, made basically a nest, and then put the net over it so that it couldn't run off.
Can
Poor Optic.
Optic is running in circles, just. It was having to run in circles.
What?
What?
Oh, we got a raid from Otherdock. Thank you so
Oh.
much.
Woo!
Hey.
Thank you.
Welcome to the party. We're glad you're here.
All three of you are awesome.
They are.
Sweethearts.
Where was my brain? Kelda, what were you just doing? Sorry.
I just finished searching and I hid Reginald's lance.
All right. Yeah. Good call. Is there anything else you want to do?
Considering I didn't find anything else.
Alrighty. Back to team. Not Keldor.
Team half drunk.
Is there any other conversation you have currently, or you just go, nah, screw it, head in, we'll find this base of operations, and then we'll get started on figuring out what's what?
I'm going to, completely forgetting that dwarfs can see in the dark, I'm going to be like, turn to Eliza and be like, if you need to hold on to anything, here's my hand where I can lead you through this tunnel. I'm not sure if you can see in the dark.
Well, Eliza's human.
Eliza's human? I thought she was a dwarf for some reason.
No.
Nope.
Oh, what? Okay, well,
Keep
that's
going,
just my
doing
bad
great.
entirely.
Keep going. You're doing
Yeah, I'm
great.
gonna be leading her through the darkness, not really giving a shit about any of the other NPCs.
As
But
Reginald glows brightly.
Yeah, we have 60 feet of light from Reginald's armor.
I'm trying to be smooth, you guys. Give me a minute.
Eliza's fine with it. She's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Tell
You're
her about your
right.
cute butt. It's so cute.
But so, I'm gonna need you to be very quiet for the next, I don't know, till you're sober.
I mean,
Forever.
she's not exactly wrong. Like, I can see that you have a quite a cute like posterior there.
I know, isn't it? It's just the cutest.
I would very
However-
appreciate if we didn't stare at my butt, please.
I was
I
just
feel
about
like
to say.
there.
Oh no, sorry. You please finish your thought. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I'm finding trouble having a hard time finding words at the moment.
See, well, all I was going to say, when you constantly point out like the cuteness of something, it's sometimes doesn't it quite diminish like what you think it might be? Like, I fully acknowledge Greg has a very lovely looking behind. I'm sure it's lovely in every way, shape, and form. But if you keep saying, "Oh my gosh, it's so cute," is it always going to be as cute as you keep saying it is? Because if I say, chocolate is the best tasting thing in the world, someone who's never seen or tasted chocolate will think it is so amazing, and then when they have it, well, it's not that great.
I actually hate chocolate.
Good input.
Eliza, I have a question for you. I am
Aye?
not familiar with people being as drunk, and you are a slightly medical person. So, I wanted to ask, if we remove the alcohol from her system, as in her stomach, would she potentially sober up quicker?
Don't you dare.
Logically,
Okay.
there is a thing I have heard of people doing at fancy parties, where they'd get so drunk that then they would go off somewhere and make themselves vomit, or if not physically make themselves, it would just happen. I believe they called it a tactical chunder.
I see. Well, in
Fucking
Draconic, the word for it is Jimva. This is power word sicken.
Oh,
Are
dear.
you trying to make her throw up?
Basically, she works on spell resistance, but no saving throw.
Wait, so Utswa can't, like, fight against it?
Nope. That's the terrifying power of the power words.
Put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down, put me down!
I'm
Does she
putting
have less
Utswa
than
down.
100 HP? Though?
Yes.
What?
Does she have?
What was the last
80.
Oh
part?
yeah, 70.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that qualifies. Never mind, it just qualifies you throw up, pretty much.
Yep.
Ugh.
Okay, yeah, Greg is sort of like chucking her a little bit from a distance.
Like when you hold out the baby that's vomiting.
Yeah, it's like, oh no.
So put me down.
I'm trying, but you're kind of throwing up everywhere. It's a little bit traumatizing.
That worked better than I expected it to.
Kid, you've already set fire to literally everything that we have known.
Oh,
And,
yeah, that's probably a good thing. We can't go out the other way.
You've made my wagon disappear. You've made my
Yes.
friend throw up.
Uh-huh.
Nearly on me, might I add.
Yep.
You're killing my game, dude.
It's been a full day, honestly.
It has.
Greg, put me down so I can murder a kid.
I've already put you are literally on the ground. I put you down 5 minutes ago.
Utswa starts charging an Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
Reginald crouches down to the one person he clearly understands as being normal, and that's Flick. And he goes, what's wrong with them?
I think it's pretty clear. Not enough alcohol.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we can correct that. There's more wine in the room.
Hear that, everybody? More wine!
Alrighty. We have to head that direction anyway, otherwise the smoke inhalation will likely kill us.
Yeah, well, when we came through here the first time, we were kind of like quiet and sneaky. So if we could, continue that trend and maybe keep the bickering and self-minimalization to a minimal, then maybe we'll survive this.
I
I'm
mean,
the expert in
An
minimal.
owlbear and a minotaur and an entire party of.
See.
Yeah.
I think any attempts at subtlety have been quite lost.
Whilst I agree with your gusto there, little fellow.
What?
God?
Pardon?
What was that?
What did it say? What has arrived?
A new station alert.
Oh.
ow. That was a ow. Fuck.
I'm lost and confused. So,
That was my phone. Fuck.
Damn it, Rebecca.
So, yes, as I was saying, whilst I agree with your gusto there, little fellow, for sneaking, wouldn't you also think it could be lots of fun if we, sang a marching song? It gives uproarious morale.
Do you want to die?
I mean, we all have
Search
to
for it,
die.
hold on.
Yeah, but
It's
sooner
so
rather
far
than
away,
later.
you know, I've been down here for a week and nothing bad happened to me. I'm sure I'd be fine.
Well, to be
And quite
fair,
frankly, I've not interacted with anybody for a while now. At least anybody who didn't try and eat me or stab me.
So you're telling me that you haven't heard the new song that's like sweeping the entire nation?
God, no.
Don't do it.
No.
Alrighty. Kid's going to go ahead and sing the song.
No.
Swift fires Eldritch Blast at Kid.
If you would like to hear the song in its entirety, please check out our last session and a couple of our previous ones.
Kid, do you try
I'll
and
now
dodge?
do a perform sing check.
Okay.
That you know very well how Kid works. That's an 11.
It's
Well,
average.
Wait,
Painfully
how is
average.
11 average and not a fail?
No,
It's, maybe like the first person who's not atrocious before people get too drunk. So it's like, yep, that is words, but go to music.
I'll
It's
take
like
that
when you
damage.
sing karaoke. It's basically someone singing karaoke.
For some reason,
like
I
what
just
I
imagine kids singing like to the tune of Funky Town, and I don't know why. Funky Town. Do 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 do.
Also, Kid takes 22 points of damage.
I did. It
Okay,
was well worth it.
my singing is not worth 22 points of damage, okay?
No, mine definitely is.
I feel a
Well,
little bit
What's
better.
blast is?
All right. That's good. She's getting it out of her system.
Yeah, she can finally hit something.
Crit.
So, does anybody else want to shoot each other before we go, or should we maybe leave the killing ourselves to the enemies?
I mean,
Eliza slowly starts to raise her hand and then goes,
I have some more bullets that I've been wanting to test out, but I don't know how well that would work given the
You,
current
and you.
circumstances.
Eh,
Utswa starts down
nope,
the stairs.
Zip, bet.
Wait,
zip,
did you
zip,
just say
button,
Utswa starts
zip,
dabbing down the stairs?
Yes. No, down the stairs.
Okay.
Good fucking lord.
no, I think Utswa is dabbing to Kid's amazing
No.
song because it's lit.
No.
It's hashtag lit, yeah.
Good
I'm
lord.
wondering if
Oh my
Keldor's hearing this.
Oh yeah, you almost definitely hearing this. You're only like,
You're like a kilometer away down the tunnel.
Keldor just
hearing
has his
shit.
face in his hands and is like, we're all gonna die.
Meanwhile,
We're all gonna
Optic
die.
is splayed out on the ground, just laying there.
Flick is sitting on Angus's shoulder, and he's just like in like the exasperated, like I give up pose. Like, sure, okay, do it.
I mean, do
Go
you
for it.
really have any reason to judge us at this point in time? Your friend just set fire, signaling basically the entire city to our actions.
Exactly,
Ah,
which means they
judging
won't be
him
in
too.
the city whenever we come up there.
Yeah, it's not like he's not part of this. I'm just sure. I'm just whatever.
I would offer you some whiskey in these trying times, but it seems all of it has disappeared.
It's all on the ground. You hear from the tunnel.
Yes, it fell on the ground. Whatever you say. So,
Soldier
I mean,
down.
technically it is all on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
oh, geez, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it is.
oh dear. Alrighty. Are there any other roleplay scenes / conversations anybody would like to have along this walk, or are you happy to just arrive at the
Once,
crypt / base of operations?
once
Yeah, Kid will
Keldor
take
ha-
point and go ahead.
Once Keldor has heard all this, he's going to go outside
Okay.
and keep an eye on the tunnel in the opposite direction of these idiots. Making
Alright,
a
once
lot
we
of
get-
noise.
Yeah,
Oh,
and once
hyena
we
man
get down
left.
into the tunnel and we get to the point where the triad symbol was, where Keldor pushed his way through the wall, I'm gonna jump down off of Angus's shoulder and I'm gonna run up and like put my hands across the entrance and like block the way before anybody goes in and just like shut them all the fuck up. I just imagine like 7 different side conversations going on and like bang,
Singing.
bang, bang. Yeah, someone getting shot, fucking
Oh my
someone
god.
I didn't
lassoing
shoot
something.
anyone.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You just gave your gun to a deranged person to shoot you with. That's much better.
Yeah, that was above ground. I took it back.
Yeah. Anyway, as we get there, I run out and jump across the path, and it's like a school teacher. He's like,
Accurate.
Reginald immediately puts his finger to his lips and
Yes, that one. Okay, we're here now. It is time to shut the fuck up and put your game faces on, okay? This is the point where I tell people it is the point of no return. Because if you go past here, we're in it. You can't.
I
What?
need my eye back. I need it back.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
what game are we playing?
You might want
Is
to
it
watch.
charades?
Eldor
No,
walks up
it's
and
not
says,
charades.
walks up to the group and is like, "So you all are planning on dying?"
It sure fucking sounds like it.
Whack!
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we not subtle enough for you folk down here in the tunnel of the dead?
I mean, I got your message. You told me to set the cart on fire.
No, he did. He
Punches
didn't tell you to
kid
do
in
that.
the face. Like, not even a soft punch, just like, whack!
All right.
Now you see what I've been dealing with?
No, I know. The eyeball told me.
Eyeball.
Your eyeball's sitting in a comfy spot inside. You can go get it.
I know. I control her.
I can see.
You might want to
I
wash it
need
off
her-
before you put it back in.
The eyeball's clean. Just
It's not what from.
You're
I
literally in the stronghold of an enemy who could wipe us out with a single thought.
It's not the first time.
Most of them couldn't
Is
wipe
this-
us out with a thought. They actually had to put effort into it.
I'm sorry. Is this normal for y'all? Like,
I wish
I
it
didn't-
wasn't.
I mean,
Only,
to be fair, the
only,
last time we went in with no weapons.
only on the weekends.
What is wrong with y'all?
I don't know, but I need
I
my
thought
eye back.
I thought I was signing up for some sort of elite team that could infiltrate the city and save it. But I'm
Don't
starting
ever
to think
accuse us
that
of being
y'all
that.
are seriously deranged.
Those two
I'm willing-
aren't mutually exclusive, Keldor says.
I'm willing to work with what I've got here, but I need to know that we might have a chance of success here.
I mean, we've killed Satanfish, a frost giant Jarl, and
Forget a unicorn.
several undead unicorns.
Some trolls.
Trolls.
A lot of goblins.
A giant
Okay.
lobster.
If you want to
Yeah.
look at this pragmatically, Greg,
And a ghost.
how many of us are there? There's like 12 of us or something, right? So we have at least 11 chances to get it right.
Oddly enough, Flick, that does not fill me with a sense of great accomplishment or optimism. I
It's not
appreciate your
supposed to.
effort.
But chances are you're probably in the running for the top 3 anyway, so.
Thanks. That actually is probably the nicest thing someone has said to me in weeks.
This
You don't-
one's gone
Keldor
ahead.
walks up behind her and puts his hand on her shoulder and is like, "You're much positive."
My boss is kind of an asshole, my friend is kind of insane, and I just have a lot of issues that need to be worked out through probably several arcs that we do not have.
Keldor
I
nods
tell
and
you,
says, "Yeah,
plenty of good things.
yes, but you're also insane."
Oh,
Hey,
Keldor, I kept
just
all the
because
cold
she's
weather
insane
gear.
doesn't mean it is invalid.
I kept all the cold weather gear, so hopefully we can hide our faces while we're here.
Keldor's like, "I brought all my shit because I didn't trust you people."
Sorry,
That's probably
Greg.
good.
When you say just because she's insane, it doesn't invalidate her point. Relifor's gonna raise his hand and go, "Does the same apply to me?"
No!
Flick him
You
in the
know what?
forehead.
You know what, Relithor? It does, because you got us here. And you know what? crazy seems to be the only sanity around in these parts, because that man I saw set fire to a bunch of carts for some unknown reason. One of y'all shot me and seemed to really enjoy it, which is kind of my kink, but I don't really want to get into that right now. And just a lot of y'all just all seem crazy. So you are in no place to judge this crazy old man that turned into an elephant.
It's not the crazy we have a problem with, it's the annoying.
And the creepy.
Relithor's just sat there with his hand raised.
Yes, Relithor?
You gonna eat that dirt?
No.
Good.
Utsua has walked into the crypt getting her eyes on Kyo.
Hey, Reginald, you used to command this guy. I'm talking to Relithor, or about Relithor.
Sorry, you cut out for a second. You asked
Okay.
Reginald what he used to command, or?
Yeah, did he used to command Relithor?
Oh, no. I never left the city because it's dangerous out there. So, yeah, I was kind of an important person back when society had an established hierarchy that benefited me. Now, not so much, but during said time, Relithor was also an important fellow, kind of in charge of all of this whole churchy stuff. But he would have to go out and there was lots of secret missions, which I wasn't really told about. So, last I knew is Relithor and several of the I don't even know what they were, but
Keldor said.
Oh. I didn't know. I was told they were going on a diplomatic mission up to Draxspire to get some shipments of rock cabbages sorted.
If by diplomatic mission to that area means going to the Druid Forest and burning it to the ground and killing everyone, yeah, that's what they did.
Clearly, rock cabbage is a code word for druids.
Oh no! They're actually a thing. They're
awful.
Terrible.
I don't know why anybody buys them. Seriously.
I know about those. They do taste pretty bad.
Back when everything was how it was and beneficial to me and very few other people, we used to get the rock cabbages, and I never quite saw the fun, but some of the older people seemed to really enjoy throwing them at peasants. So
nice.
You're not exactly selling yourself as a kind and caring person.
Oh no, I didn't do it, but that's what they were used for mainly.
Keldor turns to Greg and is like, he's decent. The rest of his extended family? His immediate family was decent. The extended family, not so much.
Oh,
well,
no.
Thankfully we don't need him to be decent right now. I wanted to ask, like military cadence, how to be a drill instructor, right?
Yes.
Okay, how much of that do you think is like ingrained?
Like a plant?
No. I mean, like if someone were to just begin shouting that sort of thing, would you like immediately do it? Like if someone just yelled "attention," would you immediately snap to it? There you go. I need you to try that with him. I say, pointing at Relithor. If this stuff is like muscle memory, maybe we can actually do something.
Okay.
I need you to make him turn into a vulture. He needs to do scouting.
Okay.
And a vulture's probably best for all the undead.
All right. Let me. Oh, it's been a while because we all got trained to do drill sergeant stuff. Never really my forte. I was an officer. Was never really.
And I'm a duke, technically.
Okay, one moment.
Not technically. Keldor says.
So what command? Let me just get the specific. Turn into vulture to do what exactly?
Recon. We need to see exactly where these people are marching. We need to find clear areas that we can move through that will give us the least amount of people to encounter.
Okay. Wonderful. Let me just try and remember the correct things whilst I try and adjust this microphone to move it slightly away from my face.
Cat. Nope.
Company, attention!
Keldor salutes.
All right, regiment. Sorry. Archbishop Relithor. Sorry, sorry. All flustered. Vulture. Yes, vulture. There isn't a formal command for turn into an animal. What do you think the best thing would be for that?
I think Zindrix referred to it as wild shape, so I guess that.
Okay, thank you. Relithor, wild shape into a vulture, and recon, go! Relithor just kind of sits there, looking at you all. Yes. You could have just asked nicely. And he
Keldor
walks over.
up behind Belethor and is like, "Do you mind doing it? And would you be able to give us a sane answer upon your return?"
50-50.
Good enough for me.
You can eat any horses that you find
Please
if you
don't
provide us
eat.
the 100% answer.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go make the stairs appear so I can go do the things.
I already
Can
know how
I-
to do it.
Would you mind if I followed him up? I don't think I'll be noticed, and I need to check on a few things.
I'll send Susie
Some things
with you.
that might help us.
Susie,
Sugar.
who's Susie?
Sugar.
Greg, you're leaving?
I'll be back. It's all right.
Utsa puts her eye back in her head. As she says that.
I turn to Greg and then okay. Sure you won't be.
Well, if any of y'all can disguise me, that would be mighty helpful, but I don't think anyone would pay attention to a measly little half-orc.
But
I'm going to use my craft painting check to give... I'm assuming half-orcs wear war paint.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, I'm going to paint a flower on your face.
Oh. What kind of flower?
The best flower that you've ever seen, according to that check.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
with
gonna
21.
I'm gonna say it's a primrose.
oh,
Alrighty.
Throwback. Sorry.
if
It
I
goes
can
from... Good.
if I can disguise myself good enough, I can come with you and protect you, right?
That's why you need to stay here with them. They might need your eyeball.
I just
You'll be
turn
safe here.
and I kneel next to Utsula and I'm like, her eyeball was really good. But
I can take it out again for you.
not right now. Right now, you're drunk.
I'm not actually.
Sure.
I mean, that whole just conversation just sobered me right the fuck up.
But we're gonna need to be as inconspicuous as possible. And as I understand it, you're a wanted murderer. Doesn't matter whether it's true or not. They're gonna see it that way. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to stay down here until we figure out a way to.
What if I want to keep murdering them, huh?
I'm gonna get
Please
down in front of Utswa and put both my hands on her shoulders and be like, you need to stay here and keep them safe, because I can't. And I can check on your shop. And I need to get to my shop, because there might be some things there that we could use.
Fine. Utswick digs in her bag and pulls out her key to her shop and puts it in Greg's hand.
You know I already have a key.
Where's an extra key? This was like huffy and just like upset.
Okay.
Alrighty. Relifor crosses over to the area Keldor found, and he says a prayer, and it turns into a set of stairs, which nothing above, like, there's no opening in the ceiling appears to appear. Appears to appear. That's a stupid phrasing. Basically, there's no opening in the ceiling, but Relifor walks up the stairs and just passes through the ceiling. It's an illusion.
I follow behind him.
Yep.
Okay. Never mind.
Nope.
Okay.
One thing before Greg disappears. Greg! Check on
What?
Emily.
I will water Emily when I get to the shop.
I hope Emily's a plant.
You have to read.
Perhaps.
You have to read our roleplay to discover what that is, actually.
It's a plant, alright? It's a plant.
Okay.
Okay. So, Greg, let me just describe what you see. You are stood in. Okay. This is going to be difficult to describe because I have no idea what churches are like, specifically cathedrals. Do you even have cathedrals over in
Yes,
America?
you actually have.
Yeah.
A couple.
A few.
They're more
Well-
like malls.
Mm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a very old building, couple of centuries minimum. The easiest comparison I can make, which people might have reference to like in their mind, would be somewhere like Notre Dame or St. Paul's
So
in
it's
London.
on fire.
Mhm.
It's about to be.
Actually, there are signs of shit. That was a bad example. Shit.
It probably
Um,
looks like Notre Dame does now.
Yeah, I mean, except, the fire isn't there, but there are signs that this place has been damaged and attacked. But it is empty. It hasn't. Looks as if nobody's been in here for a while. There's a small building of dust on all the various pews, and there's very intricate carvings into the walls. There's gargoyles and various holy symbols and whatnot. The ones which stand out the most are the holy symbols of the triad. You can see there is a huge area where a stained glass window should be, but it's not. The glass has been broken and it's shattered out across an altar. There's it seems to be like a permanent beam of light to create a beautiful bit of cinematography and imagery where it hits the altar and some of the shattered glass is spread out over it, as if symbolizing, oh no, the faith has been broken here.
Oh dear. I'm gonna turn to Relithor and be like, please be safe. I know the others might not appreciate you, but you've done a lot for us and I'm grateful. So please just be careful out there, alright?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn into a bird.
You do that now.
Don't die. At least if you do, go out like a badass.
I always do.
Turns into a bird.
From down below, you suddenly hear Keldor say, "And try and hide the beard at least a little."
Have you ever heard of the bearded vulture?
It has
Yeah.
the vulture has a teeny tiny little beard. It's just,
He should be the bone-eater vulture.
and it just flies out of the broken window. You know what? Screw it. Let's go full on imagery, metaphors. The shadow of a bird reflects down in the light, and it spreads out the altar and the shattered glass, and it creates this intricate image of shadows dancing on light, and it's impressive and probably meaningful to somebody somewhere, or it's
Shits
just
on a random commoner's head.
There's suffering in town. How dare you?
No, he shits on a guard's head.
Oh, good.
Alrighty.
That's fine.
Nice. Oh, that's not nice.
Oh, was it Jim? Poor Jim.
Oh no.
No.
Although
I'm
it's
gonna-
meant to be good luck, I sure hope this means nothing bad's gonna happen to me.
I
Jim.
burst through the doors and knock over Jim.
Oh
Please,
no,
would you
bad
get-
luck! Yeah. Strange thing, you do notice, like, the doors haven't even been sealed shut or anything like that. It just looks as if nothing has come in here. As you swing them open, you do knock over Jim. Jim is there. He was on guard duty outside of this area, and he falls over and goes, "Ah! Oh no, my face has landed in this mud, so I cannot see who knocked me over. If they were to run away before I could clear my eyes."
Booking it towards the shopping district.
Wipes his eyes and goes, "Oh, it must have been the wind."
God damn it! Wow.
Oh, Jim.
Hey, do you really want me to come investigate inside?
I mean, he wouldn't find anything. He's not smart enough to see through an illusion.
Oh, we just go. So, he just trips down the fucking. He just clips through the floor like a bad video
we get a
game.
new NPC friend.
No, I will kill Jim.
Oh
I'll beat
no!
you to it, trust me.
Oh my god, we need a conversation between Gen3 and Jim.
The fact that
Cousin,
you think you make more than 3 steps into that room says something. You're underestimating me.
Okay. Greg, I will come to what you are doing in a moment because you're running off on your own.
Right.
Everybody else, what are you doing? What is your basic set of plans? You're all gathered here now.
Goes into basic instinct mode and immediately starts figuring out what all was lost and what they still have. And
You want to go through that list with Kid real fast?
he's not happy.
So I got rid of the aquatic crossbows and the heavy aquatic crossbows and the wagon repair kits and the tents and the
Luckily, we
lanterns and the
still
iron
have
pot
2
and the
of
barrels of
those.
oil. And the chain and the flint and steels and the chest and the lock and the ink. I kept all the parchment though. I've got rid of all the sacks, all the whetstones. I got all the water skins. I got rid of all the food and the saddle bags because those are kind of unnecessary since Relithor ate the horses. The keg of wine, the keg of ale, all the jerky, the keg of cider, 4 barrels, firewood. I guess all of it's firewood now. The block and tackle, the canvas, the fishnet.
Well,
I kept all the
fishnet's not
gold.
gone because Keldor brought the fish.
I was wondering where that went. Oh, and all the pincer stabs. So I guess the idea of like the thing where we remove giant teeth is going to be put on hold until we can get more of those. And then all the fur. But I kept everything else.
Keldor just
Yeah.
has his face in his hands and, did you bring the parchment?
Kid's going to answer that question with a drawing.
You had a whole store full of stuff.
Okay.
Goodness.
Yes,
How's he gonna
but is
draw?
your
You got rid of
store
all the
still
ink?
gonna have its stuff.
What? I don't know.
If they assume that you're a murderer and have done all that, seeing the painting, Keldor punches Kid again, just like whack, and then he turns back to Utsua and says, "There's a high chance all your stuff was taken."
It's been taken like 5 times. It's
They don't kill
fine.
people. People tend to not like that.
Yeah, I noticed. Could do it again though.
Why is the most sane one still want to murder people? I say, looking at Flick.
Look over, sitting there humming to himself. 1 week, you bust fist on my floor, and now you're dead in the back room. Do, 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 do.
You may want to
What?
look at meat
Just
sprinkles
like,
instead.
Alright, well, we have food. Here we have more alcohol than we'll ever need. Water's
That's
gonna
for
be
you
an
to say.
issue.
I mean, this shouldn't take very long. And we can always pilfer supplies inside, like the basic stuff.
It's true, but the more pilfering we do, the more likely we notice. Actually, I say, looking at Flick, and I'm like, you did this a lot, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Would you be?
Probably. What did you have in mind?
So, we obviously have more than enough wealth, I say, pointing at, like, all the different sources, like, bags of gold everyone's carrying. And then I'm like, but we do need some supplies, though. And I'm gonna be like, we're gonna need stuff. We're gonna need lockpick. Minis or stuff to make lockpick. We're gonna need them. We're gonna need lots of rope and chain. And Keldor's just like thinking of all the things he's gonna need. If you could find something that would fashion into maybe a portable ram, that'd be great. No, that's probably a little too heavy for you to carry.
Troll got rope. Pick up a piece of stone. Hang it off the ceiling beam.
Take Vaco with you.
And Keldor's just like thinking of all the things he's gonna need, and he's basically whole list stuff. You Flick, which I will do afterwards.
Between afterwards. The best
Between
time.
episodes afterward,
Alright.
because I have ideas.
Alrighty, wonderful stuff. Whilst you two are sorting this all out, well, you, everybody else, Angus and Reginald, forgot his name for a moment, they clear off a table. Well, not a table, a barrel. They find, clear it off, and Reginald pulls out a small dagger. And he appears to be trying to sketch or draw something on the top of his barrel. But, yeah, he'll leave that until anybody else wants to be interested in what's going on. You also assume that the two of them are catching each other up, learning about each other's what's gone on, family members, what's happened in the city, etc., etc., etc. It's just a lot of effort for me to have a conversation between two people on my own.
I mean, they have one mutual person in common that is their family member.
Yeah.
One of the few things we do have left is paper.
It's true. And I'm not going to draw on all of it.
Well, I didn't know that. And I've already started. Sorry.
I mean, it's
Alrighty.
a barrel. I don't care if you.
Oh, I use one of the church barrels. It's fine.
Again, barrel. Don't care.
I'm going
Okay.
to take a look. What are they doing?
Okay, so doodly-doo.
Oh snap!
Oh, snap.
I got to change
Yeah.
so that people. Ta-da! Ta-da!
That's fancy.
Yeah. What you see is probably the crudest attempt at a city map that anybody has ever drawn. Because it's someone very haphazardly sketching it with a dagger onto a wooden barrel lid. But this is the basic outline you get given. The X marks where you are in the cathedral. The two squares up to the north, I mean, he hasn't marked those specifically, but I have marked those. Those are Utswa's and Greg's shops. The square closest to you, where the X is, that is the prison tower, and the large square over here is something that Reginald has marked out, but not told you about it yet. The little pink lines, they mark off different city districts, basically. It's a very, very simplistic understanding.
Okay. Kid's very interested in this because now his plan is entirely based around this concept. This is actually on the list of things for the Dunkirk Liberation Plan, is get a map of the city. So I'm going to first ask what the big block is.
Oh, well, that is where, what's the, it's not really a pet, but it kind of is. It's where my best friend is, who is also my pet.
That'd be Griffin?
Giant eagle.
Oh yeah, you guys have giant eagle. Griffin's the other kingdom across the sea.
Yes, they stole the idea from us, but then got lions involved. All very strange. But yes, that's where I assume they're keeping all of them because yes.
Okay.
It's probably not important to you, but I would quite like my friend back.
Keldor's just like, the more people we can get equipped and able to fight back, the better.
Yeah, honestly,
That includes
flying
the
was part
rest
of the
your
plan.
night.
If my knights are anywhere, they'll be in the prison tower. For ones who didn't turn tail,
Hopefully a lot of them fail, Keldor says.
Where's the prison? Where's the prison?
The prison is the square closest to the X. That one.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to say, sketching out my own little bit of it. First thing we need to do is we need to get ourselves fully provisioned. That way, in case we have to stay here for a while, we can. So I believe Greg has already gone off to her shop over here. And we'll probably send someone off to get to Utswa's shop over here. And then, if we can just get someone to move that direction, I've drawn a penis. And so...
Keldor
And
just
so-
is like... Keldor just looks at Reginald and says, ironically enough, he's actually a tactical...
So,
I can appreciate a man who can find an excuse to draw a penis. It's a thing.
certainly is. But once we're done with that, let's actually get serious for a second. If we are going to do this right, I recommend that we try and attack the bigger place first. If we go to the bigger place, that means then it's more likely to be more well defended. And if we can get in there and release the more high priority targets, we can send either another group to handle this, or we can all head there immediately after it's done, hoping that the security will be lax as they send people to come deal with us. Now, the way we've done this in the past is we've had people come into, or we've actually, how to put this into words? We've been taken prisoner before, entirely on purpose, but last time we had someone who was in on the plan. Is there any way we could get that to happen again?
Keldor looks and says, no, this is you guys are a lot smarter than some giants. It would be preferable if we keep our weapons on.
Okay.
And they're also
And that-
magic users, so they're more likely to...
Okay. So, easiest way to deal with this then, we've got to split up.
Keldor just like... Yep.
Oh, but we all just got back together and we're lovely. Fine.
So you hang out with Angus.
Oh, I meant us as a collective. You're my family now because I have issues where I get a little too connected to strangers I meet in sewers, apparently.
Recognizing
I
the
love
problem
you
is the
all.
first step to getting rid of it.
I don't want to
Says
get rid
it,
of you.
looks at Angus and is like, okay.
I love all of you, and I will kill people for you. I mean, bad people, specifically, preferably people who are not actually technically alive anymore, because morally
I just
that's
look at him and say,
squiffy.
there's going to be city guards who are now working for the Sorcerer King. And they're not bad people. They're just people who go with the winning side. What are you going to do about that?
You know, not wanting to get technical, but the city guard do not technically work for the king or any such person in power. They
They might not
they
have been.
well, yeah, that's also an option. But they follow the commands of their new Lord Commander, which was me, but is now some bastard of a man called Krail. So,
How did you find out about this? I thought you've been down here for weeks.
oh, because Krail's a person who came and said, "Oh, hang on, I'm actually very good at impressions. I can do this."
Wait. Go ahead.
So he kind of walked in, very don't know how he ever got to be a knight. Roughest person I've ever met. Didn't keep good care of his skin, anything. But he kind of swaggered on in right after all of the Wizard King, Sorcerer King, I don't know, nonsense happened, and he went like, "All right, you pansy, I'm in charge now. Now, I'ma chop your head off, you little bitch." And then I jumped out a window and ran down here.
Sounds like you have a better tactic of falling than Angus does. Angus.
Oh, I had an eagle, but then they shot it.
Okay.
And then I just
So-
turn to him and say that name again?
Krail.
I should have put a sword through his belly when I have.
Does Krail have a song?
He does. It's been playing non-stop. It's actually quite obnoxious. It's all about hail to Krail, and how he's the mightiest warrior in the land. It's pretentious and stupid.
Uto raises her hand.
Yes, crazy one.
You're not wrong. But can I kill him, please?
I would prefer not to kill him, because then we can put him in jail, where he'll have to spend a long time thinking about everything he did wrong.
Can I hurt him then? Really
Yes.
bad? Oh.
Okay. Now, I have a suspicion that we're probably not going to be talking for much longer, but as we do so, the entire scene is going to jump cut over to a half-orc running through a city.
I want to hear about that.
An entire horde of guards running after. Just kidding.
No, thankfully there's no guards. Greg, you can you know the city, you can get around it, all right, keep my head down. You've lived a longish time in a human-dominated society as a half-orc, all right, keep my head down and people won't pay attention to me, because otherwise I'm a target. So, make my way downtown, walking fast. All that jazz. You eventually make it towards the area of your shop. I'm assuming that is where you have been heading to.
Can't hear you.
I'm actually heading to Utswa's shop.
Oh, you're heading to Utswa's first. All right, great, grand, wonderful. You get there. Well, you get to the area where it was.
No.
You count. You're like, all right, so I walk from pub. It's 2 streets down and 3 buildings in. 1, 2. Oh, that's a pile of ash.
Guess we're not getting any supplies there.
Okay.
No. Okay. Can I dig through the ash and try to? Can I look for the music box?
Yeah. If you have a good rummage through, it's not literally just nothing but ash. Like it's a burnt out husk of a building. You can start rummaging through. Roll me a search check quickly.
Mm-hmm.
6. Oof. You find a plant pot.
Can I keep searching?
Yes, please roll again. 12.
Shit.
You know what? Screw it. That's good enough. You knew where this music box was. You can head straight towards it. The music box seems fine. A little bit covered in ash and dust and whatnot, but for the most part, music boxes are usually made of metal. They have a lot of metal gears in. It hasn't been destroyed or melted or any such thing. It's just very, very dirty.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up, wrap it in my duster to keep it safe, and then I'm gonna head to my shop.
Okay. As you head to your shop seems to be absolutely fine. Nothing gone wrong there. You open the door, and there's a very short-looking fellow with big, thick-rimmed glasses who just looks over to you and goes, "The hell are you doing here?"
Where the fuck have you been?
Cut to black. End of session. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We have been, this has been Welcome to Party. I have been the Bardic Knock. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all under that name. Before I let my lovely players plug themselves and tell you about where you can find and support them on the internet, hey, check out our beautiful, amazing sponsors, Tabletop Loots, for all of your dice and various tabletop looting needs. Devin Rue at ruinc.com for artwork and cartography skills and just being an all-round awesome human being. And So Nerdwear for wear that is nerd. So nerdy clothes. Buy nerdy clothes. Also, if you like this, you should check out our Patreon. You can do a little command in the diddly twitchy chat, that's the word, and that'll give you information about that. You can also check out our merch here at Welcome to Party. And if you have been affected by any of the things in tonight's program, you should consider checking out the Discord, where people talk about things. It's an amazing place. It's all good stuff. You can also check out Welcome to Party's various other places, such as our Twitter at Welcome Party RPG. If you're catching this over on the YouTube channel, you can find things live on the Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Welcome Party RPG. If you want to catch up on everything, go check out the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Welcome to the Party, and you can follow, subscribe, and various other YouTube lingo, which we're supposed to say, like smashing like buttons, I guess. That's a thing. Yeah. And people jump into it. Is that the other thing?
No.
No? I thought that's a thing that people said on YouTube. Let's just jump into it when I don't know. I think I said all things. So, Archer, you have things on the internet that I can look at and or purchase. What are they?
That I do. I have an Etsy page that I sell custom beaded bracelets, keychains. I'm working on getting earrings together. Still experimenting with that. Stuff like this. Yeah. I currently have a coupon up for anyone who goes through the link. Putting in chat. And yeah. I do it all custom. Anything you want, I can make. Go ahead and check it out.
Nice, wonderful. Shan, you also have things on the internet that I can look at and or purchase, correct?
I do. I have an Etsy shop for perler beads, which if any of you don't know what that is, it's beads I fuse together into a pixelated image. And I make a lot of fantasy weapons, I make potions, I've even made a deck of many things. I make swords a lot, and I make icons for people's websites, and you can find them at reasonable price here. I posted my link to my shop in chat. It's really fun. I really love doing it. I really want to make nerdy stuff for you guys at a reasonable price, so hit me up.
Like, seriously. Thing, he made this for me. It's Keldor's glaive, and it is the most epic thing ever.
Aw, shucks. And he made this bracelet, by the way, for me from his shop, and it's one of the gayer things I own, to be quite frank. And I love it.
There's
I love
a
it very
big
much.
fuck-up gay
It's so
pride
durable.
flag right behind you.
Yes, so you know that's how it's legit. Buy his stuff.
Oh, what else is there? Cody, you have people who do artwork you like to talk about.
I have exactly 2 people. The first is Thomas JB on Twitter. Go check him out. His stuff is glorious if you like painted looking artwork. I still have it as my current background on my computer and other such things. And my other person that I go to very frequently is Mikun19 on deviantart.com. She has probably been my favorite artist for the past 2 years. More than that, actually.
She's really good.
And finally, Rebecca, you have a place where you also do the artworks. Where would I find that on the internet?
It's DeviantArt, Lundana, Lundana.
Alrighty. We're gonna go raid somebody. I believe we're gonna go raid Castle Mac. Because we like Castle Mac. No, not hashtag. It's supposed to be a slash. Do the slash.
Tag.
What? Raid.
I think your cat is trying to communicate something to you.
Yeah, she doesn't like me holding her like this.
Yeah, oh,
slash
good. You
raid
understand cat. That's good to know.
Castle Mac. There we go. We're gonna go do that. So we're heading off over to them, and we'll see you next time. Until then, stay safe and happy adventurings, everybody.
Bye.